some little bit so that I don't forget. Is that the one that we done did? Yeah.
Right, so yeah, we're live. So,
well, thank you for inviting me on. It's always enjoy that talking to people that we may have different opinions, and then we may find that we've got certain things in common. It's always interesting to exchange views, isn't it?
It is. Yeah. I mean, I don't have an issue having discussions with people with opposite views. I'm one of those that if you can back up your evidence, I'm happy with that, because you aren't just telling me to Google it like other people are. Because
no, right. Exactly. No. So, and I would say probably in the course of our chat, how long are we going to be chatting today? What was your idea?
I mean, to be fair, these can last up for anything to 3 hours.
Well, I think I've got an hour. I've got an hour for you because I've got other. But I just want to say, if you ask me to back up anything I say, what I'll do is because I don't have a list of articles, all in my head, but I will send you whatever I say, and you say, oh, can you back that up? Yeah. I'll send you 1 or 2 peer-reviewed articles to back up whatever I say, so that we don't have to get bogged down in that sort of thing. Because we'll probably get bogged down in other things. But can I just ask you, what do you know about me and perhaps we should all introduce ourselves. That's probably a good thing to do, isn't it? Yeah. Toren, do tell me who you are.
Well, I am an ally of, for trans community, trans people. I've been an ally for 10 years, probably 10 years this year. For this myth, I just want to put it out there, I am not trans, despite the numerous false misgendering I've had. I'm a cis man who just recognises that trans people exist. And so that's me in a more kind of condensed version.
And do you have trans relatives that you feel very close to and so on?
I have lesbian family members. I have no trans. I have one trans friend. Well, 2. One of our co-hosts is trans. I have a trans friend, but that's kind of irrelevant to me because I just see basically the shit show that trans people go through.
So it's the same way that when I supported refugees. It's not because I know lots of refugees. It's because I thought refugees were being treated badly and therefore I needed to help them. It's that sort of thing you mean, isn't it?
Basically, yeah.
I understand.
I just see the same way you see an injustice in how you see things.
Exactly.
I'm the same way, except we just have different ideologies or how we view the world.
Yeah, exactly. So we've already got that in common. That's interesting. Yeah, thanks. And Nerdy, who are you?
Who am I? I'm me. Basically, I have a non-binary child. I have a non-binary parent-in-law as well. I mean, I've been very active on the LGBT scene for quite a while now, because I don't care if you're gay, straight, queer, anything that falls under the LGBT umbrella. To me, everybody deserves the same rights.
Right.
And to me, I see a trans man or a trans woman as a person.
Well,
I don't see them as... I don't see them as, oh, you're going to do this. Like a lot of accusations that are made against them. Like, you're going to attack me in a woman's toilet. No, I don't see them like that.
No, I don't think so. I don't think many people do. So, and what do you know about me and about LGB Alliance?
I will be honest, I've seen you floating about to the Twitterverse, but I tend to kind of stay away because I know that...
You're all right, Toren. You've got a bad cough.
No, fine. Continue.
Sorry.
It's okay. I tend to find that because I'm very passionate, online it doesn't always come across how you want it to come across.
Yeah.
It can be misconstrued quite a lot.
Yes, there's so many sound bites, aren't there?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I understand that. So are you saying you don't really know who I am or anything about LGB Alliance?
I've heard of LGB Alliance. As I said, I will be honest. I tend to stay away a lot from that side of things because I know that when I have tried sticking up for my trans friends in the past, I just get jumped on, and mentally it's exhausting.
It is. It's horrible. I found that when I was working with refugees, that people who were aggressive to me, it was just so, it's very disorienting, isn't it? When you're working for something you believe in and you try to explain it to them and they jump down your throat at it. I found that very depressing. So I can relate to that. Well, so I'll tell you a few things about me. Mm-hmm. So I'm terribly old. I'm so old that I was one of the founding members of the Gay Liberation Front in the UK in 1970. And so I came out as a lesbian when I was 15 at school, and it was very homophobic kind of surroundings, and also very lonely and difficult. And I also came out, and this was an important thing for me, I came out as Jewish when I was 11 in a very, very anti-Semitic school. And I was the only one, and everybody laughed. And it was kind of, that sort of made me who I am, that somebody who's kind of frightened to speak out. But if I see an injustice, I kind of have to, because you've got to, if you see anyway. So that's my sort of background. And then when I was 18, I went to LSE and I saw this poster announcing the first meeting of the UK Gay Liberation Front. And I thought, oh, gay, that means homosexual, doesn't it? And liberation, that means freedom. That sounds good. And front, that sounds a bit military, but I want to be there. I didn't really see myself. I wasn't particularly interested in women's lib because I didn't really feel much like a woman. I was much, I was very butch. I was, I had boys' names. I really wanted to be a boy. Felt that I was a boy a lot of the time. So I felt more at home in gay lib rather than women's liberation. Anyway, so I went to this meeting, and so that first meeting, there was I was the only woman there, and there was 19 gay men. There were no trans people. There were 19 gay men and one woman. So I got immediately voted onto the steering committee because they wanted a woman. And so that was an interesting experience. And we had our first demonstration at Highbury Fields in London in November 1970. So we went out into the street, and I think the main thing was, we were demonstrating against police kind of targeting gay men, but also it was really about coming out. It was the first kind of thing, we went out in the street and said, here we are, we're gay, deal with it. And I just remember walking down the street and seeing the hostility. I don't know if you've got any idea of the kind of reactions that we used to have back then. People were just disgusted that you were homosexual and actually daring to say so, and you were out. They were just so disgusted, and I found that a bit scary. But like before, if you have to say, oh, is it your cat?
No, my dog.
Oh. Yeah, my dog is being quiet at the moment. But anyway, so I just thought we've got to say it, because if we come out and say we're gay and we're proud and gay, then other people will dare to too, and people will realize that there's so many people around them who are also gay. And so I think that was a really, really important thing that we did, and I'm really proud of that, my role in gay liberation, because at that time, this is a long time. This is before you were born, isn't it? Right. It's a long time ago. And so in our surroundings then, people thought sex was all what men and women did to make babies. And the whole idea of two men or two women in society was considered disgusting, because you weren't even pretending to make babies, Anyway, so I didn't stay in the UK all that long. I didn't really feel at home. I didn't like the class system very much. I like speaking my mind. I like being very, very sort of open and kind of direct. And that's not very, I don't know. I didn't feel that was working very well. So I moved, and I came to the Netherlands quite early in 1971. And it was like going 20 years ahead. I remember when I was, I had this first job, I was drying dishes, and I was opposite this old woman. She was, I thought she was old. I mean, she's probably much younger than I am now. But anyway, so she said to me, do you have a boyfriend? And I was used to being very defensive, and I thought she was going to say something horrible. So I was, sort of getting myself ready to face the aggression. And I said kind of in this defiant voice, no, I prefer girls. And she said, oh, yes. Do you have a girlfriend? In this perfectly normal voice. And I thought, fuck, that's amazing. She just thinks that's okay. She just thinks that's normal. And I decided at that moment that I had to stay in the Netherlands. So I stayed in the Netherlands, and, I wasn't really very much part of the gay scene, but it was like so much more progressive than it had been in the UK that there just was no problem. And, I settled down with a woman, and we had children in various ways. And I brought up my children. They didn't have any problems at school. I mean, and I just thought everything was going great. And then there was gay marriage. And I thought, well, that's brilliant. And then I started noticing in around 2016, 2017, that something seemed to be going wrong with the gay rights movement, and that lesbians in particular didn't seem to be proud of being lesbian anymore. And that I read that some, I mean, I was perfectly used to trans people. I mean, one of my closest friends in the 1970s was Rachel Pollock. I don't know if you've ever heard of Rachel Pollock. But Rachel Pollock was a very early trans person. Rachel originally Richard and was married to Edie, and Rachel and Edie were very close friends of mine. But so I was very surprised to read, this is a bit of a later in the book by Stuart Feather, Blowing the Lid, that Rachel had actually played quite a negative role in the UK Gay Liberation Front, sort of claiming that gays and lesbians had to put transsexuals, as they were called then, first, and sort of put their rights on a lower rung. I was quite surprised to read that, because I never thought about that at the time. Anyway, so when I read that that some, I mean, in my youth, if a boy was called a girl, that was a terrible insult. It was the sort of thing that happened to boys who were a bit so-called feminine, I mean, they didn't want to be butch or anything. And, and you called a boy a girl, they really hated that. And it was a real insult. And if you said to a girl she was not feminine enough because she wasn't interested in girly things, like for instance, then it was an insult to say that. And I suddenly discovered that what was happening in 2016, 2017, I started to notice this, that it was happening again. That it was as if time had gone back, and that boys, gay teens, I mean, I don't think you should talk about gay sort of small children, because sexuality develops a bit later, doesn't it? So it develops in the teens or something. Anyway, so the gay teen boys were being told that maybe they were girls. It was just like the insults that I used to know when I was, and then I thought, fuck, is that happening to girls as well? And I discovered that, that girls who were butch like me, sort of who are not interested in any girly things, who just sort of broke all the role models, because I've always hated all that stereotype rubbish, and that they were actually also being told that they were boys. And it was like, it was like coming from everywhere. It was like they were, obviously by this time, a lot of teenagers were living part of their life online. And so there was a lot of kind of YouTube people saying, if you think you might be trans, you probably are. And some of these teenagers were simply gay or lesbian and having a bit of trouble because maybe their parents were homophobic or whatever, and they were surrounded by homophobic people, and they had quite often all sorts of other problems, maybe some abuse in the past, or maybe some sense of loss, and quite often suffering from anxiety, depression, some of them self-harm, God knows what. And that none of these things were being taken seriously. If they were given, like, maybe you're trans, as a kind of silver bullet to solve all their problems. And, I spoke to one young woman, 19, a year or so ago. And she said that throughout her secondary school, because she had short hair and she was only interested sexually in girls, people were constantly saying to her, "Oh, you're really a boy." And she was quite a strong young woman, and she knew that that was bullshit. But she, but quite a lot of young lesbians who are sort of floundering about trying to get their identity are sort of think, oh, well, maybe that's it, and maybe that will be it, and they're promised a sort of loving community. Anyway, so I thought this was quite worrying, because it sounded to me like, even though people were saying it was progressive, it sounded like the opposite. And I thought, and all the former gay rights organizations, in particular Stonewall, were not fighting for same-sex sexual orientation anymore. They were now calling it same gender. But what does gender mean? I don't have one of those. I don't have a gender. I don't have a gender identity. I don't have one of those. If you tell me you do, then that's up to you. It's not up to me to tell you what your gender identity is. If you've got one of those, absolutely, right? But if I tell you I don't have one, then I don't have one. So we can all live together nicely as long as we respect each other, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, so all these organizations, especially Stonewall, had sort of stopped caring about people who are attracted to the same sex, and they said it was all about gender identity instead. And that's kind of what that does, is that sort of erases what homosexuality is, because that's the whole point. It's people of the same sex. That's what we fought for. We fought for the rights of people who are sexually attracted to people of the same sex. And so we got very upset about this. And so this is Kate Harris and me. We met in 2019, and both of us had tried to talk to Stonewall and say, look, this isn't fair. People are being, this is going wrong, because you're sort of, you're pushing for the rights of one group and ignoring those of the other, and sometimes they actually conflict. Hello, Jezebel.
Hi.
Hey, Max.
Hello.
Hello.
Do we get you on video, Max? Oh, you are on video. Hello.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi, Max. I've just been telling my life story. I'm a terrible talker, so you keep disappearing behind a brick wall. So I've been. I just talk and talk until you stop me. So I don't know.
No worries. I have a green screen, which is why I didn't want that to be shown, and I didn't want to. Yeah, this did not look good. I'm going to fix that.
If I can just pick up on what you said, Bev, about gender identity.
Yeah.
The way I frame it is, you have your gender, which is either male or female.
No, that's your sex, I think. Your sex, I think. I'm afraid I'm awful about language. I have to apologise, but I'm a linguist, so I'm always saying, "Oh, let's get the right word." Sorry.
That's funny. I'm also a linguist.
So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So gender. Yeah, go on, Max.
No, I was just talking about myself like I always do.
Well, you're a linguist too, Max.
Yeah, I'm a linguist too. I've been working as a teacher, but I am.
Do you translate or teach or what?
Teach Swedish.
Oh, Swedish. Oh, yeah. You look a bit Swedish. Do you have Swedish background?
I am Swedish. I live in Sweden as well.
Oh, right. Okay. And I live in the Netherlands, so aren't we international? Wonderful.
Whereabouts in the Netherlands, Bev?
Just outside Amsterdam.
Yeah, I lived there for 4.5 years when I was younger.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you like it?
Oh, I loved it.
Why did you move back then?
My dad had a job there for 5 years as a contract, so he went over first, got us somewhere to live, then we moved back when his contract ended. But I was gutted it did, because we lived in Lissa, Hoofddorp, New Fennep.
Oh, you did move about a lot. Oh, yeah. You did move about a lot.
Yeah, but no, it was as going back to what you were saying earlier about being a progressive country. It always was when we were there, and we're talking from 90 to 94 when we lived there. And, it was quite progressive then, and it still is now. I mean, I think, as we know, they're the only country in Europe that's legalized marijuana. Well, no, because I already knew it because I was actually born in South Africa.
Oh, wow.
So it's very similar pronunciations. Like, even though boom was spelt the same as boem, I think in Dutch it was boom, and in Afrikaans it was boom. So
it's the other way around.
Yeah, the other way around. I always get this too confused. But yeah, it's very similar. So it was fine moving to Holland. But when we came to England, I was like, I just expected everybody to speak Afrikaans.
Yeah.
And I was just like, okay.
This
but
is the conversation we've ever had. We're just talking language.
It was just very easy to pick up when we lived there, so just to the pronunciations.
Yeah. Well, you know that it was the Dutch coach that got England through the to win the football. Did you watch the match? It was great.
Well, I was on my way home on Sunday, but I was at the tram stop with the penalties on my phone.
That penalty shootout!
Oh, it was amazing. I mean, I wasn't there standing at the tram stop cheering like an idiot when they scored every time. So, but no, I mean, going back to what you were saying earlier about with school.
Yeah.
When I was at school in the 96 to 2001, very similar to your experience. If you said to a boy, that's gay, that would be an insult to them as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And I was on the end of it as well because I'm not exactly, I'm quite broad. I always have been quite more of the butch side of things. And I'd be like, I'd get the comments like, you're a lesbian. I'm like, so what if I was?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like when I worked in hospitality, people would try and insult me. I'm like, if you're going to insult me by calling me a lesbian, try harder.
Yeah.
Not exactly the insult it used to be anymore.
Yeah, but actually, in some circles, it really is. I heard this really horror story, and this is from someone from the the United States, who said that in her circles, lesbian was actually a swear word, or it was no, not exactly a swear word, but it was considered something. It was not something that any girl wanted to be. So the only people who called themselves lesbians were trans-identifying males who called themselves lesbians, whereas the girls or women who they tended to call themselves queer or non-binary. They didn't want to use the word lesbian. And so I feel really sad about that because I think lesbian's a great word. What's wrong with lesbian? And I thought that was really awful to hear that there are girls and young women who don't want to be. In fact, also, you remember that thing about the Tavistock that at the JIDS clinic, where they said, some of the clinicians said that lesbian was at the bottom of the heap. It was considered the worst thing to be, it had the least status, being lesbian. So, I mean, for all those reasons. So anyway, to go back to my story. We got in touch with Stonewall separately and said, look, lesbians matter too. And what you're doing is prioritizing the rights of trans-identifying people, and lesbians are getting left behind. And they just wouldn't engage with them. That was a period that they just said, no debate, no debate. It was as if you were saying something horrible, as if you were saying something racist or God knows what. They just wouldn't listen to us. And so we had decided eventually, we didn't particularly want to. We didn't want to set up a new organization. We just thought, God, if all the organizations that used to be for gay rights are now focusing on gender identity, then we need a new organization that goes back to our roots and fights for people who are sexually attracted to people of the same sex, because none of them cared about it anymore. In fact, I was even contacted at one point. I mean, I was contacted once by a TV network, I won't say which, who wanted me to find out which Premier League footballer who was still in the closet and would be willing to talk about it anonymously. And I thought, God, that's a difficult thing to do. And I mean, I thought I did try a bit, but it was really difficult and I didn't manage. But I did say, but didn't you find did you ask anybody else to do this? I was interested because this was when LGB Alliance was just, we're still a very, very tiny charity, but we were even smaller. I mean, we only had like one member of staff. It was ridiculous. We were all volunteers. So I said, did you ask anybody else about this? Because it is an interesting thing. Why are gay men sort of so much in the closet in the Premier League? I mean, it's slightly less awful now, but it's still, I think, pretty bad. And they said, yeah, we asked Stonewall, but they weren't interested in this subject because it wasn't inclusive enough. And I thought that was awful. I mean, so it sort of confirmed what I thought, that people don't care, that all the old gay rights organizations just don't care about gay men and lesbians anymore. They're only into this whole gender identity thing, which isn't a thing for lots of people. It just isn't. It just isn't. So that's why we set it up. And so so that's why a lot of your questions that you sent me are about working together and so on. But we precisely set up because all the organizations that were working sort of more in what you might call, I think, an inclusive way, were actually not working on behalf of the old, of people with same-sex sexual orientation, who were the people that we set up for gay liberation for in 1970. Anyway, long story short, that's why we set up LGB Alliance. And LGB Alliance is still a very small charity. I think, we punch above our weight in terms of getting, sort of getting our message across sometimes, not always. But we have very few staff. I think we've got 3. I think we just hired a 4th member of staff. We're just a tiny charity. Nearly all of us are volunteers. I'm a volunteer. I've worked on a volunteer basis, all the time from the beginning. So I still have to do paid translation work now and then. But anyway, so that's us. And we just, we do what the other organizations just don't do anymore, basically. And, what's really interesting is that when we had our first meeting, which was in October 2019, which was publicized a bit more quickly than we might have expected, we were absolutely deluged with messages from all over the world, from people saying, oh, finally, you've started. Oh, thank God. Thank you. When are you coming to Canada? When are you coming to New Zealand? And, mostly lesbians, I have to say, but some gay men as well, who had felt kind of left out and isolated and were just so thrilled and relieved and grateful that we had started up. And we didn't. So but there were also quite a few hostile messages, people who thought that we were just nasty bigots, that we were hateful. In fact, somebody started up a message on Twitter saying, LGB Alliance is a hate group, pass it on. And, we're the least hateful people in the world, but people did pass it on. And, people like Owen Jones, who's got 1 million followers, passed it on. So within a few days, lots of people on the left thought we were hate group, and we weren't anything. We were a couple of women who'd had a meeting and who wanted to stand up for the rights of people with same-sex sexual orientation. So it's very weird for someone like me, who's been a lefty all my life, to suddenly find people, calling me all sorts of unpleasant names, and which are just really, really not true. And it's really difficult to fight back against that, I mean, once people meet us and they realize, I
have a quick question though, because I just did a quick count of it. First of all, I personally see absolutely no issue in having a strictly sexuality-based organization regarding lesbians, gays, and bisexuals, and any other variation of whatever sexuality there may be. It does seem like an inordinate amount of your time does go on about, like, you aren't. I just did a quick count of your last tweets. Out of the last 10 tweets, 7 of them were about trans people or trans issues. This isn't a lesbian, gay, bi group. It's a trans group. It's just that it has an anti first. That's what it comes to.
Yeah, I understand why you might say that, because certainly recently we've been watching the, as you probably have as well, the Sandy Peggy trial. Mm-hmm. Have you been watching that?
I've been following parts of it.
So we're not anti-trans.
I'm absolutely allergic to keeping up with discourse when I'm not on here.
Okay, well, I mean, that's probably very sensible. I can understand that, but
I'm a very offline person in general.
Well, I think that's, I think a lot of people do that for their health, and I totally understand that. It's really understandable. But the thing is that we're not anti-trans, because that sounds as if you're anti-trans people, which is just not true. But what is true is that we're anti the idea, this is an idea, not people, it's an anti the idea that everyone has a gender identity which may differ from their sex and which takes precedence over their sex. So I mean, for instance, I can get on fine with Catholics. You know, I've worked with Catholics. They might believe all sorts of things that I don't believe. They might believe in the virgin birth, or they might believe that I don't know, that bread and wine turns into blood.
A lot of Catholics do believe that you go to hell just for not like having which is kind of weird to be friends with.
Yeah, it's really weird.
You think I will burn forever.
Yeah, I know. They can believe all sorts of, but still, as long as they don't talk about that stuff with me, as long as they don't discriminate against me at work, I can work alongside them. That's not a problem. We can all work together as long as we don't try to make other people, you know, like Jehovah's Witnesses do. You know, they come and they think that they think they're trying to save you. You know, they think, oh, these poor people going to hell.
Invite them for coffee. I've never had a problem with them later. I just talked the Bible with them for 5 hours, and then it.
Oh, did you study the Bible much?
I was like, I had to get a cool style as a teenager, and like had to like have a cool act, because everything else about me is so fucking dorky that I would like never make it socially otherwise. So I was like, I think that over a Christmas break, I read the Bible the first time when I was like 14, and like, this is not making sense. And it's like, no, but maybe you should be out making friends instead. You fucking.
I can't do it. I mean, I admire your patience, Max, but I can't do it. I had some Jehovah's Witnesses at the door recently, and they, you know, they were always in twos, and I opened the door and I said, "Aha, you're Jehovah's Witnesses," and they stared at me, and I said, "Do you know how I know?" "No, it's because you're always so smartly dressed." Because they always are. They have these extraordinary smart suits.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't. I'm sorry. I
Do
don't
they have elder signs in UK as well? Because they have like elder and then their last name here. Which
they don't know. They just have very smart suits. They don't wear any labels or anything, as far as.
No, that's the Mormons that wear the labels.
Oh right.
No, they like then some Jehovah's Witnesses has gotten very, very fucking confused about which sectarian group they are part of.
Anyway, I'm an atheist, so I don't believe in anything, but I can work alongside people who believe stuff as long as they don't try and sort of push it on me. So that's where, you know,
I'm exactly the same. As I said, we've had a conversation so far, and I have found, as you mentioned at the beginning, very similar things. But just reading up on LGB Alliance, it's obviously, as you know, you've gone through all the shit when you came out as a lesbian.
Yeah.
And
quick, I'm just going to run out quickly for a smoke because I forgot that. Just before I popped on, that's why I'm late, because like I got my fucking hair tied into a knot, so I had to turn that up. I was about to burn my hair. So I forgot to smoke then, and I need to do that right now. Sorry.
Yeah.
See you in a bit.
See you in a bit, darling. So knowing what they went through what you went through in the 70s, surely there would be some empathy for what trans people are going through at the moment.
Yeah. So basically, my empathy is with everybody. I mean, I think we all. So I mean, if I see a person who looks trans in some way being harassed in the street, I would be the first person to go and protect them or to talk to whoever, because I just don't believe in harassing people. I think people should be left alone. So that's the kind of person I am. But so I think that where we have difficulties is where trans-identifying people make demands and think that they're rights. So, for instance, we will disagree maybe about whether a trans-identified male, and you notice I don't say a trans woman, and I don't use that term anymore. I used to, because, you know, everybody did, and it was, you know, but I don't use it anymore because I noticed that what happens when you say trans woman is that everybody thinks that you mean a kind of woman. And in fact, they did a survey. They did a survey in the UK. I think it was a couple of years ago, or maybe only last year. And they asked the population, I don't know how many people, it was 20,000 or something. Is a trans woman someone who is born male and who then identifies as female, or the other way around? And 30% of the population, no, that's not right. 19% of the population thought that a trans woman was someone who was born female and who now identifies as male. And another 11% wasn't sure. So 40% of the population didn't know what it meant. So I think it's confusing.
That's 30%, language. Though.
No, 19. Yes, sorry. Yes, you're quite right. Quite right. Yes, my arithmetic's all
sorry.
Absolutely right. Well, you got back just in time to correct my arithmetic.
So anyway, I've been having you in my ears all the time. I live in a guest house.
Anyway, so you absolutely. Anyway, so quite a lot of the population didn't know what the words mean. So I've decided to use words that that are a bit more sort of accurate. So I say a trans-identifying man, because I think everybody needs to know that we're talking about a man. Because otherwise, I mean, if you say, for instance, you see headlines sometimes, trans people expelled from soccer. And that's not true. Trans people are never expelled from soccer. What you've got is women's soccer. And then you say, okay, women's soccer is only for women. And that's people who are born female. And so I think it would be clearer to say males banned from women's soccer, and then everybody would know why. Oh, it's because they're male. But if as soon as you call them trans women or trans girls, everybody gets confused and thinks, why would they be banned? Why would you ban us? So that's why I use this language. So I've thought a lot. I mean, obviously, like Max, Max and I, are linguists, so we both think a lot about language, I think. So you use language because you want to be clear to people, and not because you want to be horrible to people, but you want to be clear.
Clarity. Clarity is extremely important, and I would argue though that because you said people use when you say trans woman, people will think you're talking about something about the kind of woman. I would argue that most people who use the term trans woman do consider them a kind of us, I guess, a kind of woman.
Well, I mean, if you ask, actually, it depends. It's become quite common to say so. But actually, if you get people to think about what they're saying, I don't think most people really believe that. But they know that if they deny it, lots of people call them bigots and hateful. So lots of people don't actually. And that's what happened. When we set up, we discovered that an awful lot of people don't dare say what they think. They just don't dare anymore because people jump down their throat and say, oh, you're a hateful bigot, you're a Nazi. And that is, nobody wants that. Nobody wants to be called horrible names. So that's why I think a lot of people go along with it, but I don't think they really believe it.
So I do have a question for you, Bev.
Yeah,
go on.
Sorry.
Go on, Eddie.
Sorry. So obviously we have the extreme feminine radicalists. Sorry, very tongue twisty.
Radical feminists, I think.
Yes, thank you. Obviously, they describe them as TERFs. Yes, they are welcome to have their opinion, but when they take that opinion to harassing schools, businesses, people, because of difference of opinions, that I don't agree with.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the problem is that both sides probably think the other is doing the harassing. It depends how you look at it. One of those things, my Substack has got that, that picture where you can look at it in two different ways. You've either got a vase in the middle or you've got two faces. That picture that's sometimes used. Yeah. And I think that's it really helps because you've got this tribalism that people think everything is about this side, or other people think everything is about that side. You can't really see the other person's point of view, which is why it's so good that we're talking to each other. Because we do, So I think what happens when you say harassing, I think what's happening is if businesses, because we have got this new business forum we've discovered that an awful lot of people in companies don't dare to say what they think because they are told maybe that they have to use preferred pronouns, or they have to sign up to certain courses, and they have to, use believe in gender identity.
Mm-hmm.
They're forced to believe in stuff that they don't believe in, or pretend they believe it, and they're really getting quite upset about it. And that's why I think I believe in diversity. I think diversity is wonderful. I mean, because it always enriches your friendship circle, everything. But but I think inclusion is a problematic word, because what does it mean? I mean, homosexuality is not inclusive. It isn't. I mean, if you're a homosexual, I mean, I'm using that word because the problem is that gay and lesbian have been their meanings have been a bit kind of knocked out of sync. But anyway, so if you are gay or lesbian, you're not inclusive. Your sexuality is only for people of the same sex.
But nobody's arguing that you should be inclusive about anything when it comes to sexuality. Like a no is a complete sentence.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. So totally. The no is a complete sentence. But the point is that what was I doing? You've knocked my thought off my head. Oh yes, inclusive. That people who are encouraged to be inclusive. I mean, maybe you don't know that Nancy Kelly, who was for a while, I mean, God knows why, but she was for a while the chief exec of Stonewall. Mm-hmm. She compared lesbians who were only interested, sexually interested in people of the same sex, other women, in other words. She said they were like sexual racists. So it was really so what's happened is that organizations like Stonewall have actually gone against gays and lesbians and said, if you're not inclusive, then you're a horrible bigot. And that's just terrible.
Was that an official for Stonewall? Was that said in
it was
being officially like?
It was an interview with Nancy Kelly, and I can find lots of other examples of that, of people saying that. And for instance, if you go onto a lesbian dating site these days, you'll find 20, 30, 40% of men who identify as lesbians. So these transbians, or whatever word you think is appropriate. And obviously, you could just say no, and you could just say, well. But if you sign up to a lesbian dating site and say you're only interested in, well, you can't say you're only interested in women, because as Max just said, trans women consider themselves women. So you can't say you're only interested in women, because that won't work. But if you want to say, because you're a lesbian, you're only interested in other people, of the same sex. So if you go onto a lesbian dating site and you say you're only interested in other biological women, you get thrown off because that's not inclusive. Now that is ridiculous. That is a lesbian dating site, and you're not allowed to be lesbian. It's just completely, it's crazy, isn't it? I mean, you must admit that's crazy.
Well,
that's a bit crazy, isn't it?
Yeah. It's not,
I don't believe it's that. Oh, sorry.
Not exactly,
sorry, Toren.
Because
you don't believe it happens, Max. You want examples?
No. It was I was going to say something else, but I've been cutting Toren off all the time.
Sorry.
So if he wants to ask a question, I'm going to just step.
No,
away.
Go on, Max.
I
want to hear what Max has to say, because he thinks we're interrupting.
Trans women who you call trans-identified males.
Yeah.
That's we've basically, since the start, we've been talking about language. That language evolves. I'm sure in your childhood you heard things that weren't politically correct, and now that you've grown up and you've learned, language evolves. The same thing has happened. So trans women aren't identifying males; they are women. They just happen to be of the trans experience. They are no different. So trans women can be lesbians. And it's funny how you brought up a lesbian dating app, because I'm sure you've heard of him. A very notorious, disgusting man, Graham Linehan, posed as a trans woman on a lesbian dating app, just to prove a point. First of all, trans women are women, as I've said. So they're not that's on that. But let me go back to my earlier point. when I was trying to talk about gender. Like you have gender, which sex and gender are completely different for a start, and then you have gender identity that's intrinsic to who you are. So let's say, for example, Bev, that you have already known that you were a lesbian. That's you being intrinsic to yourself. That is you being who you are. That's no different to a trans person or a
So,
gay
Toren,
person.
what you're doing now, Toren, is you're telling me all the things you believe. I don't believe those things that you're telling me. So we're different. You believe all those things, that trans women are women, and that gender is different from sex, and that everyone has a gender identity. Those are things you believe. You're entitled to believe those things, but I don't believe any of those things. And my beliefs matter too, you see. So we have to work together. So we try to work together. So for instance, if we were working, I don't know, in some sort of an office, we would have to sort of not talk about these things in order not to annoy each other, right? Because we want to get on and work nicely alongside. Do you agree with that?
Is that directly to me?
Not strictly, actually. But
I mean, in the jobs I'm in, we've got a strict rule of no religion, no politics. The usual.
Yeah, I'm not allowed to be like I'm an anarchist. I'm not allowed to be that as a teacher, like openly. Like that. I'm not allowed to be that as a private person. It's not like they're going to like my bosses. I was about to say, but technically I'm between jobs right now.
If you're an anarchist, you don't have a boss.
No, which I tended to say that to him. Also, once in a while, I pop my head into his office and just remember, you also go in the revolution. We had fun at my job, but like as towards the students, no, of course, I'm an authority figure, and I'm not supposed to influence them in that way. But what was fuck?
What were we talking about? We were getting a bit off topic.
Oh yeah, that. Like there are. The social custom is generally that if you say, "Hey, Mike," and they say, "I don't want you to call me Mike. Can you call me Michael instead?" You call them Michael.
Absolutely,
right?
Absolutely, totally agree. 100%. Yes.
But
and really, like that's.
But also, if Mike says, "I don't want you to call me Mike. I want you to call me Rosemary," I think that you should also say, "Okay, Rosemary, that's fine."
Yeah.
A person, your name belongs to you. Your name belongs to you, and nobody's got any right to say, "Oh, you can't be called Rosemary because you're a man." That's ridiculous. I would always respect a person's name, even if it seems a bit weird. I mean, it's not up to me to determine what someone's name is it?
But what really irks me as well about the TERFs, and I'm not saying this just because I've got a non-binary child, but they are so convinced that we indoctrinate children. We don't. My children, I've always been open with them. If they've asked why there was a disabled actor on TV, I'd explain to them, oh, they were either born like that or they got into an accident. We've always been open with them with LGBTQIA. My eldest is a romantic asexual because he doesn't believe in relationships and doesn't like sex. And that's
I'm sorry.
his beliefs.
I think I blacked out for a moment. Did you say they've been in an accident in regards to like why they were?
She was just explaining how she explains why someone may have a disability. If she sees someone with a disability, they may have been born like that. No. She's just explaining that. But I think, Nerdy, I think I would never say that you must have indoctrinated your children. That's stupid. But what I was saying before, you remember at the beginning, I was saying it's not. It's online, it's at school, people saying this and that, and it's all around. So it's just a general kind of climate at the moment, which tends to make people think that they have to put themselves in boxes. And I just wish we could get out of these boxes. I think everybody's an individual. Everybody's completely individual. I'm just me, right? I don't want to say I'm a this, I'm a that, I'm, with labels and all this. These labels that people want these days, I think it's really sad. Everybody's got a unique personality, but that's different from facts. I mean, I don't identify as a woman, because I am a woman, just like I don't identify as a human because I am a human. This whole word identify is very peculiar to me. I don't think it's helpful. I am a woman. I know how old I am. I know I'm a woman. I know how tall I am. I know how, unfortunately, how much I weigh.
But that is you identifying it, though. That's you identifying those facts about yourself.
No. That's a difference between identifying and knowing the truth. So I know where I am. I know where I am. I can't pretend I'm in France just because I wish I were in France or I feel French or something. I know I'm here.
You can actually. That would not hurt anyone, I think, if you pretend you were in France for a bit.
Well, I think it's actually quite important to distinguish between the truth and fiction, and I love fiction. I used to teach literature, so I love literature, and I love imagination and fantasy, and I just love that. And I think it's really a shame at the moment. There's so much censorship that people are afraid to even write imaginative literature because there's people telling them, "Oh, you can't do this because it's a bit that." Or people should be creative and imaginative and be able to practice the arts in literature and in music and so on.
Absolutely, but on a scale, there is less censorship in literature now than there has been historically.
No, there's more. I know so many people who've actually been hounded out.
Got killed for writing bad things about the church, so they had to hide that messaging. Historically on a ground scale.
Well, I don't know what period you're comparing.
No, for as long as we've had literature.
No, there's much more censorship now than there was, say, 20 years ago. The people who are, because you didn't used to have what you call them, sensitivity readers, who read a manuscript and say, "Oh, you should change this or that," or who, for instance, go through Roald Dahl or Huckleberry Finn and take out words that are considered offensive instead of just reading the texts as they are. If we read,
but we had Christian moms screaming about Harry Potter.
Yeah, ridiculous. I didn't even know that, but that's true. That Harry Potter was absolutely vilified by people who thought, "Oh, they're teaching children witchcraft." This is absolute nonsense, of course. But
like we had in the 90s, we had fucking mass. Not riots. What's the word before a riot? My brain doesn't English today.
Well, uprising or rebellions.
No, it's demonstrations and about American Psycho, and that was released because that was apparently misogynistic because people couldn't fucking read and realize the fact that Patrick Bateman is extremely misogynistic, homophobic, racist, hypocritical, but he also in a single sentence says that we need to preserve the preserve the rights for the women to choose, but also make sure that they don't choose abortion. He's clearly a fucking satire. So,
but that's what I know. Exactly. As if every work of fiction or every movie or whatever is somehow somebody's statement instead of an imaginative work of art. It's so depressing.
The statement of American Psycho is pretty clearly capitalism turns people into fucking psychopaths. But it's when I'm talking. British novelists had to change publisher because of that. That's.
Well, Salman Rushdie had to go undercover for, what was it, 10 years after he wrote the Satanic Verses because of the threats against his life. And then he comes out and then he gets attacked again. And it's really, I think that sort of thing is just so shocking that the lack of tolerance for literature and art and people feeling that they're in a straitjacket and they can't just experiment with their fiction. But there is a difference between fiction and fact. So I could write a wonderful, I don't know if I could, but I could write a nice novel about myself as a French person. But then you get, for instance, if a white person tries to write characters who are black, they get accused of possibly misrepresenting the experience of people because they are white and therefore they shouldn't be doing that, or straight people trying to imagine what it's like to be gay. We should all be able to imagine in literature what it's like to be somebody else. I can try and imagine what it's like to be a trans person, can't I?
I don't know if I just hang out with better people, but I've written black characters, never had a problem with that, never had any pushback.
Well, maybe I don't know. Maybe maybe it is in the circles that you hang out. But if you try and get published by a major publisher, and you try to, write characters who are belong to a minority group that you don't belong to yourself, there's quite a pushback at the moment against that, as if you're co-opting someone's experience or it's cultural appropriation or something. And, instead of you're just using your imagination and you're trying to make a work of art. And I think that's a real shame.
I mean, yeah, people are shit, technically.
So going completely...
We're going a bit off topic, Max. It's because we're interested in language and literature. Nerdy and Toren wants to get back to the subject.
Yeah.
This is
I just want to say, my point is that I do not think that it has been less. Like I said, like 30 years ago, there was American Psycho. Then there was like Catcher in the Rye. All of these people, they've been on the banned list. They've been like, this has always happened. There's always been something. And yeah, it's fucking ridiculous that people are doing it to literature. And yeah, especially like, oh, a bad character does something bad, so it must be like what a like main character.
Did you see what they did to Charlie and the Chocolate Factory? That you weren't allowed to say somebody was fat or ugly. You had to use some sort of euphemisms because you weren't allowed to say anybody was fat or ugly anymore. Anyway, I mean,
say though that like he does go into like Roald Dahl. For all the good things he did, he would fucking went hard after the people he did. Like he wanted to paint bad.
I know. I don't think he was someone that you or I would want to have a drink with, to be quite honest.
No, but, like there is like every time they mention Augustus Gloop, they mention the fact that he's fat, and also like when he goes up the pipe, he sees his father like, oh, I can't imagine he fit.
Yeah,
I've been reading
that still doesn't mean you can criticize Roald Dahl for that, but that doesn't mean that you go into the book and start messing around with it and changing the words to be more in tune with the times. Anyway, I'm Nerdy and Toren getting very fed up with us, Max, because we keep talking about literature and language because that's what interests us. But I'm sure
that's literally what I do every podcast.
I know. Me
just
too.
Annoy the shit out of them.
All right, well, let them say something now. Nerdy hasn't said anything for ages.
Which is unusual for me. No, as well, what irks me as well is that people have an issue with trans women, but there's not so much an issue with trans men, with the whole toilet issue, for example.
Okay, can I explain that? So if you believe, as I believe, that people are either male or female, and you've sort of studied the differences between males and females, and you know that males are very much stronger than females, and also if you know, and this is not a very nice statistic, but if you know that 98% of sexual violence is committed by male people, and 97%, I might be wrong about that, but it's up in the 90s, of the victims are female people, then, and if you believe, as I do, that trans women are simply males, they're not women, as Toren believes, then it doesn't matter whether they are trans women or just ordinary men. We just believe. Just let me just. I want to address your point about trans men. If you just let me finish. So the point is that women need certain spaces just for them, and the UN. You remember the United Nations ages ago. I think, especially in countries where it's quite dangerous to go to the toilet, they found that if women had toilets just for themselves, that there was far less, not just far less rapes and far less violence, but also far less harassment, and that women felt more, dignified and so on, dealing with menstruation and God knows what, if they have their own places. So surely if what's good for India is good for everywhere else. I don't see why we should assume that that there's a loss of dignity in India, but not in the UK. I mean, people are the same everywhere. And so it's important for women to have their own spaces, their own sports, their own activities. That doesn't mean you can't, you separate everything. Society doesn't have to be segregated. Lots of things we love to do together, and I've got lots of lovely male friends with whom I might like to do all sorts of things. But it is good for females to have their own spaces. Now, as far as trans men are concerned, you may remember that I said at the beginning that I'm really worried about lesbians, because a lot of lesbians are these days being encouraged by online things and by schools and the university, especially the university, to identify as trans men. So I see trans men Not all
I've
of them
heard this, but
have.
I've literally never seen that happen, and I've never seen any proof of that happening.
Okay,
Except
all right. So
for
that's something. That's something. Okay, well,
testimony.
that's interesting because so that's something you need me to send you proof about because you don't believe it. So Max wants proof of the fact that of lesbians tending to be sort of encouraged or coerced into being.
I would like more proof than the anecdotes of bad actors. Yes,
of course. I'm not. We don't want anecdotes of bad actors. You want proper evidence. I think that's reasonable of you, and I'll send that to you, Max.
Yeah. And like that would be terrible. Absolutely, that shouldn't happen. I don't think anybody should ever be encouraged into like anything when it comes to a position of like either identity or sexuality or whatever. Or encouraged, like pointed towards.
Now I've got another. I really have to go in a minute, but can I give you another 10 minutes? Because I know, Max and I have talked a lot about language and literature, and maybe Toren and Nerdy have really.
I have one question that I need to ask before you leave, but go on.
Yeah, go on. But I want to give Toren and Nerdy a chance because Max and I talk too much.
But going back to what you mentioned about statistics of the 98% of women being raped.
Yeah. No, not 98% of sexual violence is committed by male people against female people. Yeah.
But a lot of those males are family members or somebody they know. It's only a small percentage.
An extremely small percentage of them are trans women, like minuscule percentage.
Yeah, my rapist was my babysitter.
Okay, so wait a minute. Max, you just said a very small percentage are trans women. In fact, I have to tell you something, another unpleasant statistic. Of trans women, so trans-identifying men in my language, who are in prison, 50% of them are there for a sex crime. Some sort of a sex offence. Now that is very weird because obviously, well, no. Let me just finish. That means that one of two things. It either means that trans women are vastly more likely to commit sexual offences than other men, which I don't believe, or it believes an awful lot of men are pretending to be trans in prison because they're hoping to get transferred or for other reasons. Now, it's a very. You think they're pretending. Yeah, I think it's more likely as well. I agree.
Yeah. Or it's the fact that every time that statistics have been pulled, every time, like a large majority of that has been where the sexual offense was prostitution, not buying sex, but selling it. That counts as a sexual offense.
So you're saying that you think that these sexual offences committed by... So you're saying you think these trans women are gay. You think that but they're not. They're straight.
No,
that's the point.
Prostitutes.
They're straight. Yes, but they're straight. They're attracted to women. They're not attracted to men. So that doesn't make sense. I'll find you the statistics. You obviously don't believe me. But, I mean, that's an interesting point. So
no, because every time that I've seen that, it has been because of prostitution. Like, I've actually gone and looked at it. Every time I've seen a statistic saying that, it has been because they are in prostitution. And prostitution and sex work in general is a line of work that happens to...
Absolutely, very
dangerous. And it happens to also, like, because of being a marginalized group.
I will look that up for you, Max. I will look it up for you, and because I think that's a really interesting point. And I want, just like you, I care about facts. So I will look that up for you. Thank you. Anything else?
I want to know, do you believe that there can be, are you of the opinion that there is no trans child?
Oh, definitely there's no trans child. Definitely there's no trans child. I think the word
so you can't be that if you're a group, because that's my second memory in my entire life.
Yeah, well, mine too. That's why it's my lived experience that I thought I was a boy, that I had boys' names. I just didn't identify with girls at all. And if I had been given the chance when I was growing up to take puberty blockers, cross-sex hormones, mastectomy, all the rest of it, I would have leapt at it. I was just, but fortunately, I grew up in an age where that was not possible. Nobody suggested it to me. There was no internet. Nobody suggested it was possible. There was such a thing as transition. So thank God that didn't happen to me. And gradually, very gradually, it took ages and ages to gradually get used to the fact that I really was female. I really was a woman. And eventually to enjoy being a woman and to have children, which I wouldn't have been able to. So, that's my lived experience. And so
and my when I told Mom, she said no. And then I didn't say anything to anyone else for fucking 27 years until it nearly killed me. I would have loved for someone to actually mention it. I didn't know what trans was until 10 years after this fact. Yeah. I was 3 years old. I told her I'm a girl. She said no. I shut the fuck up for 27 years.
Yeah.
How was I groomed into that? It has never been a single doubt in my mind.
I wasn't groomed either, was I?
No, but how was it didn't grow away from me.
So
that's the issue is clearly that's your lived experience as well, but you were clearly not a trans child then, I guess, because you, as you say, there were no trans.
Well, all right. So let's say
I was a trans child.
Okay, so let's say your experience and my experience was actually quite similar, right? So if we had gone to gender clinic together, you and me, when we were both 15, how would anybody be able to tell that you would actually want to be a trans-identifying adult and I wouldn't? Nobody can tell. That's the problem. So even if you accept, I don't really accept it, but let's say that some boys, not girls, but anyway, let's say for the sake of it that it's possible that maybe for some boys that that transitioning might help them when they're teenagers. You can't, there's no doctor in the world who could tell the difference between those who might feel that later when they're grown up and those who don't.
Which is why you don't give cross-sex hormones under the age of 18. You give puberty blockers, which is given to cis children as well for the same reasons.
No, it's not the same reason. It's not the same reason. It's not the same reason. No, when you're talking
precocious puberty has no dangers except for social.
Well, that's not true at all. Precocious puberty is actually quite a dangerous thing, and it's
no. I actually looked this up live because someone claimed that.
Okay.
It can sometimes be not the cause of a tumor. Why the fuck can't I speak? Be the cause of a tumor, but that's rarely. More often than not, it is just setting into puberty early.
But anyway,
which can be traumatic for you.
Firstly, puberty blockers are also dangerous to kids who have precocious puberty, and quite a lot of those dangers have been documented, and maybe you need me to tell you that as well. But secondly,
every single medication has 5 side effects.
Yes, but some side effects are worse than others. And when puberty blockers are given to kids for precocious puberty, it's only temporary. So if the child goes into puberty at the age of 5, which is obviously much too early, then puberty blockers are given till the age of 10, and then they're stopped. So it's only a temporary thing, and then their natural puberty starts. But there's no such thing as the wrong puberty. Nobody goes through the wrong puberty. That is just a silly phrase.
There's only one that gave me panic attacks when I was a kid was the wrong puberty for me to go into, actually.
Sorry?
For some reason, I haven't developed like the rest of my fucking family at all. Every other male person in my family has decided to lose their hair when they hit 20 and start getting a beard gut. I don't, for whatever reason. This is hormone free. But
you look exactly like the guys, the androgynous guys that I grew up with in the 1970s.
Yeah, well, I don't look exactly like the rest of my family. That's my point. So what I saw as my future there was so off base from what I wanted to be, from where I felt that I was. And I felt locked into it because I'd already decided to never do anything about it. So I had panic attacks as a kid.
No,
I would have loved to push my puberty. And also, it's still only temporary. You're not going to be on puberty blockers until you're 90.
No, but anyway, let's get off that because I'm really worried that Toren and Nerdy are not getting anything, getting a word in here. Toren is looking so grumpy.
Oh, that's his normal face.
Oh, okay.
Remember, these two do a show with me every week. I am like this to them as well.
Are you all right, Toren? You're looking so grumpy.
No, fine. Just going back to our brief conversation on statistics and rape and all of that. And you can check this. This is a fact. That trans women who you've made it very clear in your opinion that they are male, but trans women are, and before I say this, I am not negating rape towards cis women or SA, so I want to make that very clear. But trans women are 4 times more likely to be sexually assaulted than cis women. Than cis women.
But don't you think this is rather Max? Isn't this rather what Max was talking about before, about the dangers of prostitution?
I don't think so.
No, the statistic I just gave you bears no relation to what Max has said.
But anyway, I mean, the thing is that my business is standing up for people who are lesbian, gay, and bisexual, right? And so that's what I do. So I care about lesbians, gays, and bisexuals, and that's why I work. I really think that all of us, and that includes you as well, should really be trying to do something about the terrible homophobia in countries like there's 69 countries in the world where homosexuality is still illegal. I mean, don't you think we should be doing something about that? I mean, I really think when Stonewall, for instance, when gay marriage was achieved, I think that what Stonewall ought to have done, since things were going better in our country, was to look at all these countries where people are really in fear of their lives just because they are gay or lesbian. Don't you think that is shocking? I think that is something I really want. I mean, we don't have the resources yet because we're still tiny, but it's something that I really want to work on, to find ways of helping these people, because I just think it's so horrendous. And what we do within LGB Alliance is, for instance, in our business forum, we help people, LGB people in companies who say that they're not allowed to express their views. We try and make it clear that companies should be more tolerant and more open to different views and not try and impose views. What we're doing with our helpline is, that people who are experiencing some sort of difficulty at a young age with their emerging sexual orientation can do an online chat with a person who has obviously been vetted and is controlled. So our safeguarding procedures are very strict.
I'm sorry, but
so I'm just telling you a few of the things that we do at LGB.
Yeah, but I just like that with the company. Like, people working in companies should be allowed to be more open, but they're not there as private citizens. They're there in professional capacity. They're there
exactly.
as workers.
No, but you're
I mean, I hate capitalism. And
I totally agree with you. But that, unfortunately, we are told by many people who work at companies that they are made to attend seminars on gender identity when they don't want to, and that's part of company policy.
Then they should have the option to
then that's part of company policy.
Yeah, exactly. They should have but that I agree with Nerdy. They should have the option, but they're not allowed to opt out. Or if they do opt out, they're thought, there's something wrong with them. They don't dare because people are going to, give them nasty looks. Look, I think I'm going to have to go. I've really, really enjoyed talking to you. And, we've got lots more in common than we may have thought at the beginning, don't you think? I mean, we've all encountered difficulties in our lives, and we have our different ways of dealing with them. And I just think I love to have different kinds of people in my life to talk to people with different views and to find out where we've got differences, where we've got things in common. And we've all got to inhabit.
You're welcome back if you ever want to go. I will admit, though, I am still deeply skeptical about your group.
What are you skeptical about the group? Well, I mean, I understand that because you don't know much about it. And the publicity, certainly in some circles, has been unfortunately negative. But it is by people who really don't know us. Once people get to know us a bit and come to our conferences or they think, oh, God, they're actually quite, I mean, it's funny. It's quite unpleasant to have people think things. I mean, one of the questions that you asked, for instance, that you sent in was whether we have any relationships with anti-LGBTQ groups. I mean, what a ridiculous... That is one of the rumors. People spread a lot of horrible rumors about us to try and stop people listening to us. Of course not.
Groups like Gays Not Queer have that. That's why that question.
I mean, it's just completely mad.
I don't know. I didn't write the
question. No, but I mean, the idea that, for instance, I get regularly accused of having something to do with what's it called, the Heritage Foundation in America, and they are homophobic. Why would I have anything to do with them? They're absolute bigots.
Accused of being a pedophile by weird transphobes on Twitter. I mean, like,
but
what I mean is, like, you're not. Unfortunately, fortunately, I would say actually, you're not allowed. You're not owed a good opinion of you by people. Like, people think I'm a piece of shit.
Well, no, I mean, of course, nobody's owed anything. I can't control what you think of me any more than you can control what I think of you. Absolutely,
No.
you know. But it is unfortunate when people spread lies about you, when people say that we're all straight, or that people say all sorts of things which are really, really just nonsense, and that we are a very, very open-minded group of people who simply
would
decide.
you work with trans charities and trans people? Would you work with them?
Well, what the whole point of us starting up was precisely because all the organizations that used to be gay rights. Oops, I think I'm losing my battery. Stopped doing it. So we had to separate. So we think separate is better. Oh, hang on a sec. I'm going to have to plug in. Wait a minute. Okay, there are hundreds of LGBTQ groups and trans groups, and we are the only one little group that focuses on same-sex sexual orientation. I mean, we've got quite enough, thank you, doing that. So there's plenty of groups that do work together with different, with LGBTQ and so on, and lots and lots of trans charities. Well, why would it doesn't make sense? Sometimes the interests are opposed. So, for instance, if if some lesbians want to have a lesbian chat or a dating site that is only for lesbians, so that means in my term lesbians, so people born female who are only attracted to other women, and trans identifying people want it to be including of everyone who identify. Those interests they collide, they clash, they're not the same. So it makes sense for us to have different groups. And also, I think people who identify as trans, they have a certain different kind of background, different interests, different needs, I think, often. And why, we work separately. We're working with for and with lesbians, gays, and bisexuals, because we think that was a vacuum that nobody else was filling. And we came to, Max wants to play cards now. He's getting very bored.
No, it's idle hands.
Anyway, look, I've really, really enjoyed talking to you, and I think, as I say, we've got lots more in common than you might think. In particular, I think we all hate stereotypes, right? We all hate gender or sex, whatever you want to call them, stereotypes, and think that people should just be individuals. I think we can all agree about that, can't we?
Yeah.
I'm a bonehead individualist.
Yeah, all right. So thank you very much for hosting me. I really enjoyed talking to you, and maybe we'll get together again sometime. Have a nice evening.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye. Bye.
See ya.
Bye.
Toren, apparently I'm you on Twitter.
Sorry?
Apparently I'm Toren on Twitter.
What?
So Toren and me are in a conversation with some TERFs.
Oh, is it married?
Yeah. So
that's the cunt that got me deleted yesterday.
Oh, fuck it.
I think so, because I think I don't actually think it was because of me joking about alleged Volkswagen Elon Musk too much. That was just funny to say.
I'm a queer woman who was born a girl. Mary put, who I bet has a history of abuse and wants to project onto other people to help you cope. I went, that's where you're wrong. And then she put Shaw, and then a profile, screenshot of Toren's profile. And I went, I'm not Toren. Notice the difference in names. And she was like, sure. So I posted a selfie saying, I mean, the last time I looked, I was a queer woman.
Yeah. I want to say to anyone, quick, just this. I need to do. I'm going to go out and smoke now, actually. Oh, fuck me. How will this work?
Halfway through that, you
lost the will to live?
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
Jesus fucking Christ. That was like... I had fun, though. I was in I really thought I would be in a meaner mood, but I wasn't, apparently. I was actually in quite a nice mood today. Though, and if anyone is mad about that, go watch the episode.
I was surprised at how well behaved you were, Max.
But I did push back constantly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to, because here's the thing. First and foremost, I haven't fucking prepared a debate, and also I was kind of off bounds because I just had tied my hair up in a noose. But I'm not going to be the only fucking person in a nice conversation that I jump into to start screaming at a nice old lady.
Listen, if you were 20 to maybe 30 years younger, it would have been different.
Mm.
But because
and also it was
I didn't want to give her a heart attack, although I could have done.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing with me as well. I decided to go into what is it? I mean, instead of I think this is the first time I actually treated it like a discussion. I think.
Mm. The thing that pissed me off was she wouldn't let us speak.
No,
you have to do what I do, motherfucker.
Mm.
Just talk over until someone. Gish galloping.
Mm. Yeah,
There was.
I
I wanted to see how she answers stuff, and she kind of didn't. I would hope that she does send me those statistics.
Mm.
Yeah, although I wouldn't know you hold your breath.
And also, sorry, you wouldn't.
I wouldn't hold your breath on that one. I'll be amazed if you did.
Yeah.
Mm.
But it was important for me to actually say at the end that I did still no.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I pushed back quite well without being genuinely awful.
I just found it hilarious. She started talking about language. She couldn't grasp that language evolves.
Mm.
Okay. It's no. Actually, no. I really wanted to actually literally scream and tell her to shut the fuck up. But I thought, no,
I had fun.
I better not. But yeah, that was fun. No?
Mm. I mean, we'll give her a due. She was respectful.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was it. I mean, and I didn't come into this. I can be professional.
Mm.
I didn't fucking come into it. Paul came in bragging about how he was going to prove something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He showed his cock. I had to put him in fucking place.
Yeah.
I was Toren with Mary. I was completely respectful to her.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, for those of you watching, if you've gleaned anything on this, if anything other than to see me absolutely lose the will to live, then
you do kind of look like that sometimes when I go off on one, though.
Yeah, but that's not because of you.
No, but 15 minutes into the reading, I can see your fucking eyes glaze over. I'm joking now.
Yeah,
that's just.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, listen, yeah, that's all we can ask for is, like I outlaid, that it may have gotten a bit heated. Obviously, it didn't get to that point. Fair enough. She was respectful. She didn't sort of fuck up, but she was respectful.
She did say
So,
so,
yeah.
though.
Yeah.
I keep going until someone cuts me off. That's why I cut her off when I want to say something.
Yeah, but it's like, and I literally had, questions lined up. I think we only asked 2 questions throughout all that. And it's like,
was those questions asked before I came in? Because I was like, am I going to just come in and derail this now?
No. I don't think we even asked a question at that point. I think we just got into the groove of things. She was talking about, her background.
That was like, I came into such a weirdly pleasant conversation.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Which
I was caught off guard.
Which I have to admit, like I wasn't like because obviously there's Bev Jackson and then there's the other one. Like I weren't too sure on who we were going to get, but I don't know. But it's like
I don't think next week will be as fun. Will be as nice.
No, not then. Before your account got suspended, like I saw your reply in the DM.
What, me just laughing?
Yeah. Yeah, you said something about I love you. You said something about
I love your magic, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. I do. You get the best. And like, here's the thing. Do you know what the best way to sometimes there's a tactic that's called just let people hang themselves. And I don't know. I'm kind of biased this week.
Yeah. But it's like everything that she said, like barring her experience. Okay, that's her experience. Okay, fair enough. Right, that's her lived experience. Okay, no one's going to argue with that. Right?
I did kind of do that, though.
Yeah, but everything else she said regarding the statistics and all of that is like that can be easily debunked. But she's probably the type of person that if you try and explain something to her, like we try to do, she's like, oh no, that's not correct. Like, well, how do you know? Plus, she lost her train of thought like 3 times.
I do hope she was honest though about saying that she was interested in looking up the prostitution thing because that's true. And the reason that trans people are pushed in, and the reason that trans people are pushed into prostitution, I will also do a proper count of the Twitter account. I was going to do that, but my head.
Because
literally, I was planning on doing 100 tweets and saying how many of the 100 were about trans people. But like 7 out of 10. That's a lot. But there's like because she was sort of employing a tactic that is like we're common. We are the same in almost every way. I don't agree with that. I think we have fundamental ideological and philosophical differences in view. But when someone does that, the thing you can do is either just push back against it, which I did when I said, like, I'm still hugely critical to your group. Or you can go as fucking hard as possible, and then I would have to sit here until it kills something. And I didn't have it in me. Like I don't, because I don't know. This is me talking to myself right now. By the way, this is me explaining why I was.
I mean, to be honest, she had the questions sent to her, but she didn't answer any of them.
No,
that's what I mean. We'll give them rope. I actually read the questions as well because I wanted to like I wanted to make my interjections be actually on topic. Like I didn't want to fuck up Toren's pre-work for once.
Yeah,
I read that email, Toren.
Yeah.
Are you feeling okay, Max?
Sorry?
Are you feeling okay?
I actually did work.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm feeling it. I don't know. I've been off.
Yeah, it's like
I've been
you know,
off of here for like.
Yeah.
I'm trying not to show any identifying thing right now.
Yeah. It's like I even had the topics and the questions on my phone ready to go because I really wanted to grill her, really interrogate. But it's like I bet you got
that would have been the right
got one or two things said, if that. Max talks over everyone. It's probably a tactic I shall probably use. Me again, once again, when we have a guest on, I better get a fucking word in. That's typical.
I'm sorry. I'm. And now we've added nerdy as well. Like this is going to be hell for you. No, but like it wouldn't have been the right tactic to use it because like we. Like it is sometimes important actually. I don't believe in optics. You guys know that very much. But I do believe in debate tactics. And like the thing with someone like Paul is that that's such a fucking blunder cunt that the only way to deal with it and win is to shout at it. With people who try to do the respectful, like if you're on Twitter and you can just shut that down with like a fuck off in a tweet, fine. But if you like, this is a representative of a large group in the press. I'm not. It would have. Yeah, I think it was the right tactic. All of this, like we did good, I think, because nobody's going to use like, oh, they were mean to Paul, but like the clip of me shouting, Bev kind of would have gotten traction, I think.
1 second, I need to get my dickhead dog out of here. Hang on.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like
that wasn't the one, like, because there was a human shape behind there, and if you think that's a dog, that's
no, there is a dog in here.
Yeah, I realized that as well. I was making a joke, Nerdy. I do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you all right, dude?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm just like fucking annoyed as hell because I really had some good points I wanted to make, but it's like
I'm sorry that like
no, you don't have to apologize because it's not your fault. But it's like I think if we ever have Bev on if we ever have Bev on again at some point, I think I'm gonna make. I think the next time I get in touch with the person I spoke to, I'm gonna make it very clear to him that Bev needs to allow people to actually speak, and not hog the whole flipping thing, because that's not a debate. Like it's not your.
Well, we did say interview though.
Well, yeah, interview, absolutely, but dialogue, like it's not your one woman show, Miss Jackson.
Oh, I thought you were talking to me there.
No, it's not you. I was just,
no, but like I do kind of treat it as my one woman show.
Yeah.
I'm going to like. Do you know what I've been working on today? I'm going to show you something fucking horrifying now.
Oh, awesome.
I'm going to. Can you do the studio shot? Or like, should I just?
You can if you can share it.
I'm going to open it. It's going to be a still image because I haven't gotten to the point where because I'm doing this. I'm going into children's entertainment. Actually, I'm going to start doing like a kids show. It's going to be called Winnie the Pooh.
Oh, awesome!
I don't know, it's this really new idea I have. I'm going to have to take off.
Yeah,
do I have why do I have a folder called clown shit on my computer?
I don't know. We have a comment from Mary Bond. Says, please get lower quality webcams, please.
Or how about Marie, whatever your name is, bye-bye. Because our webcams are perfectly fine, darling. Don't like looking at us? Off you fuck.
Yeah. Also, Mary,
I do have a VHS camera that I can plug in if you want.
Yeah. That's first of all, Mary, thanks for the comment. But secondly, also fuck off. I'm
actually going to plug in my proper camera again. That's
I
don't know.
weird.
Though I have seen the uploads. I look so good on my end, and I look so shit on yours, and that kind of annoys me sometimes.
Yeah.
You don't know
also, that's a very weird comment to make. Are we not good looking enough for you? Is that it?
Yeah, I think we're so good looking. She wants to see us.
I mean, to be fair, you are both gorgeous people.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
And you're about unity, because we're not the average. I'll speak for myself. I'm not like an average man who only thinks of himself. But yeah, maybe weird.
Average man.
Speaking of going back to Bev and her, trans women are men bullshit. Something funny happened earlier today on
there we go.
I was misgendered again, which was fun.
What? Why?
And before that, I was called a groomer twice.
Yeah.
So that was fun.
Is that maybe because I would thought I don't know, did either of you get to see those tweets that I posted at that Mary girl before I got my account? Sorry?
I saw them last night before you got suspended.
I was funny.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I wonder if that's her who left the comment.
Maybe. I mean, we will never know unless she.
The funniest...
if that is you, Marie or Mary from X Twitter, then do let me know. Thanks for the engagement, by the way.
I will burn this fucking podcast down if you start calling it X. I swear to God.
It'll always be Twitter.
Yeah. Well, speaking of
maybe sometimes Twitter.
Yeah. Yeah. Going to your favorite, Elon Musk quote. Do
you mean alleged corpse fucker Elon Musk?
Yeah. I was watching something on YouTube. Completely irrelevant, so ignore this part. But when Mr. Jim was Fix-It was alive, apparently that's what he used to. Apparently that's what he used to do.
What?
Twitter.
He used to fuck corpses.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that isn't the worst thing he did.
Well, no, it's not. Well, no.
I would argue fucking a corpse is less bad than sexually molesting a kid.
Well, yeah, there is that. But yeah.
When I die, any necrophiliac, free roam. You just go nuts. I don't care. You have it hard, I think. It must be hard to be you. like necrophiliacs. I weep for you.
It's like my best friend didn't know until recently that Savile shagged dead bodies. I was like, yes, he did.
It is like it is a bit weird that like he couldn't. Like, you have one sexual disturbance, you fucking freak. You like you settle on one. You don't have to. I'm not happy enough being a child molester. What will I do? Oh, I know. That wasn't his accent. I don't even know how he sounded like, to be honest. I know he looked like a fucking molten piece of shit.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry?
I was just agreeing with you. He was a piece of shit.
Yeah, he looked like himself, left out in the sun too long.
He was just creepy and he was that kind of, you know how everybody's got that one family member that you don't trust kids around?
Oh, yeah.
That was him.
Yeah. I was there we go. Can you see my background there?
Yeah.
So basically what I've been doing is I'm going to do some nice little, that's my mouth and eyes, by the way. I've just like enlarged them to fit. So I'm going to be doing some nice little child-friendly video making in the future, and it's going to be like, this is one of them. I'm going to do Peppa Pig as well. And I'm going to do her from the front, because then you would see that she had 4 fucking eyes. She must have 4 eyes. Like that's I'm going to take this down so we're not like copyright strike by fucking Disney. Like,
the rights
she must have 4 eyes.
Available now. That's why they did that Winnie the Pooh movie.
No, but that's not that Winnie the Pooh.
It is. As far as I'm aware.
No, it's like it's the book character that is public domain. Yeah, Disney still gets theirs for a while longer. Like the House of Mouse needs to go sleep with the fishes. But yeah, it's going to be all of the animals trying to figure out what to do after Tigger has accidentally eaten Christopher Robin, because don't leave your child with a fucking tiger, you idiot. So it's just going to be them weeping over his disembodied corpse. That's what I'm planning. I don't know what Peppa Pig fits in there. This is my artistic endeavor right now. This is why I haven't been working on the clip show so much. I feel like the mask. Somebody stop me! Literally, please help. Nope. No, I'm going to have to turn it off. Fuck, that makes me so sad. Looks like your camera is unplugged. No shit, Sherlock, you fucking... Yeah, I had to plug it out because of... Oh, was it that the fucking... Oh, sorry. Yes, now I'm just talking to myself. This is fucking gold.
Yeah. I'll just
by the way, Toren?
Yeah.
Did Nerdy hop on last week?
I was off last week due to it being my oldest child's birthday.
Did you manage 3 hours on yourself?
Yeah, twice.
Wow.
Fucking good job, Toren.
The week before, yeah, because of being ill.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and I haven't been on for 2 weeks either.
Yeah. I mean, I had a blast. I mean, it would have been more fun with both of you on, but yeah.
Yeah. It was... You were talking about Sagan of Arcade, so I would have just constantly snorted lines live on air because of the... Do you remember that thing? Have you seen that thing? When, like Carl Benjamin is clearly doing a line on camera.
Oh, yeah.
Have you seen it, Natty?
No.
I'm going to... This is the... Now we've come to the show and tell part of the episode, because... So I'm going to show you that. I'm just going to find it, because it's like the funniest thing is like, no, I had the sniffles. Like, no, you yeah, you had the sniffles like I have the sniffles.
Yeah.
Like I'm sorry if you ever see me fucking dive down behind the fucking table.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was way better when like we were on Zoom, so that like whenever Toren was speaking, I could just do whatever the fuck I want because I wasn't in shot. Now you see me when I jump and headbutt my ceiling.
Yeah, I was on like I just saw Nerdy's photo and it's like underneath, it's like from the flipping troll, like oof, and it's like Nerdy's like, never mind, eh?
Mate, I don't care. You know what? I'm beyond that age now where I don't give a shit what people think. If you think I'm trans, if you think I'm a man, well, come on. I don't give a shit. If you, as I said to Bev earlier, if you're going to insult me, try harder so you can hurt my non-existent feelings.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had like, everything thrown at me. I don't give a shit anymore.
It's like, I've been like when I mentioned that I was misgendered again, like Max was like just like, oh, okay, like because it's got to the point now where I've been misgendered more times than Max has, and it's like, okay, I'll take it as a compliment. If you think I'm trans, then okay. I mean, I don't know how, because I got a beard, and yeah, but yeah, it's just stupid.
Yeah.
It's
ridiculous. Can I please find fucking video?
I've been misgendered. I'm like,
oh yeah.
Can we also talk about how Tommy Robinson has fled the country already?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I love it when you talk about British culture.
And good old Tommy.
That wasn't me being sarcastic, by the way. It's very funny to not have a fucking clue about what's going on. It's my favorite thing.
Isn't this the second or third time he's fled the country?
Yep.
Yeah. Well,
I'm gonna sing "Come Home, Cardinal Hell" at him.
Yeah, this is
why
what
did
I
he
don't
the country?
understand about people like Tommy Robinson, and his family. It's like, if you
screen sharing works best on good computer, no shit show.
Yeah.
Huh? Like, if you knowingly walk up to a complete stranger and punch him in the back of the head, so what do you expect?
That's called a donkey punch. It's actually not. Donkey punch is when you fuck someone in the ass and then punch them in the back of the head.
Yeah.
Which you shouldn't do. It's bad. Stop doing that.
Yeah.
How does time work?
How does time work? That's a good question.
There we go. Thank you.
Every time I see Tommy Robinson, I'm just expecting Donkey from Shrek.
Please don't say you see something now and not that it isn't porn. I'm terrified.
He's after. I protect women and children. Da da da. Well, what about white rapists?
Exactly.
Can you see me sharing screen?
No.
What the fuck? Stop screen. Present? I'm not going to.
Yeah, that.
Am I going to share the entire screen so that you know what a fucking.
You might have to.
How does it look?
always spot out the same flipping thing. Oh, we are all about protecting women and children. Really? I don't fucking think so.
Okay. Yeah.
But I mean, the likes of Tommy Robinson, like he'll just keep on reoffending.
I think he just wants to go back inside and go back and be a bitch.
Yeah, that's if you
when it lived
in prison.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
I'm not talking to you now. When I say fine, it was like
yeah.
Opera is being a little bitch. Oh yeah, I've never used Opera for this because it didn't work like the last 50,000 times. That's why.
Yeah.
Share screen. Privacy and security. I need you to see this video. Keep talking about
Tommy Robinson. Well, this is it. I mean, I watched a YouTube video this morning of a head teacher in Wales who'd got away with sexually assault. He was a paedophile. And just like getting away with it for 40 years. It's like you don't hear that outcry. He was white.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh yeah, we protect girls and women. No, you don't.
I might have to hop off like for a second and then come back on, okay?
Yeah,
because
fine.
I need to quit and reopen Opera. Okay?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
See you in a bit. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's like, listen, like you can care about more than one thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's not difficult. You can care about protecting women and children.
Yeah.
Protecting women, that also includes trans women as well, despite what Bev thinks. And you can also care about creating, but again, it's not about creating segregation because we don't want to go back, backwards, because that's not going to be good. But you cannot absolutely talk about, sex spaces that prevent women from being harmed. But then you're gonna have to deal with the bigger issue, which is that cis men, not all men, who unfortunately break the law and sexually assault women, right, find ways of continually doing it.
Exactly, and it's it's when Bev mentioned it earlier about the trans women being in prison. They're not trans women. They are people using that, as we both said, in hopes to being moved to a women's prison so they can offend again and again.
Yeah, I mean, prime example, just one of many. Ida Bryson, aka Adam, whatever his fucking name is. Even his ex-wife came out in because I read the article in in the Daily Mail or something. Like even she said that he had no inkling. He never wanted to become a woman or transition.
Yeah.
And he's a double rapist.
I mean, there was a murderer that YouTube video of true crime, because that's all I watch mainly. And it was about a bloke who was a murderer. I think it was in America. I want to say it was in America. And basically said, oh yeah, I'm trans. And when he got refused to be moved to a women's prison, he's like, yeah, I'm not trans anymore. It's like, what exactly? Because you're just using it as an excuse to carry on offending and raping women.
Yeah, it's like, I don't want to say if there was a correlation. So I'm just going. So this is just. This is me just merely assuming. But I think it was around the time that self-ID was brought out. Which self-ID is primarily for trans people. And so self-ID came out, and then I think it was like a few days later, the Adam Graham, aka Ida Bryson, came out.
Why isn't it?
And
why isn't it sharing?
Hang on,
here we go. Do you want to see something wonderful? It's 7 seconds.
You can clearly tell. Yeah, you can clearly tell that he's just wearing a wig. Made no effort. And it's like we already knew that he was a cis man trying to pose to get an easier time in prison, which backfired.
Yeah, because they never do that.
Sorry, what's that?
Whenever they do that, they always dress like the fucking weird. They always dress like if South Park did a trans character. Like that's what it looks like.
Yeah, but it's like I was saying to Nerdy, until you fix that problem with, I have to say, I don't think it's really fixable given our current system because it's shit. But until you fix that, and until you fix the loophole that cis men, not all men, bypass, you're going to have the same problem year after year after year.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm going to just put you through 7 seconds of beauty.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I just think
That's
no.
right.
He claimed after this that he was just like not doing anything illegal in this clip.
There's a lot of good points in it, mostly focusing on how human communication. There's a lot of good points in it, mostly focusing on how human communication.
He literally fucking sneaks a little look to make sure.
It's like you can tell straight away, though.
Yeah, of course you can, because people are fucking daft. Like that's why. Look, it's not like I'm going to sit here and like, I'm not right now. I'm doing this when it's actually for a point. Like for example, the time that I did coke, while we were watching Graham Linehan as a joke. But my point is like, he should have just owned it. He could have just owned it.
Yeah, but of course, like
you know. Yeah, ask me. What's have I ever done it? Look, have I ever done it? Yeah, of course I have.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the difference is, though, Max, is you're open about it. You're honest about it.
Yeah, look, don't do it on fucking. Like there are certain things that are only. There can only be one thing. It's like when Darkside Phil got caught masturbating on camera.
Oh yeah.
Who?
The world's worst fucking Let's Player. Where am I?
Okay.
Sorry, I am very offline, but for some reason I have like the things that I do when I am online is like just the dumbest shit. So it's like sitting looking at like this is how you don't play, or like just re-watching the plagiarism video by H Bomber Guy for the 15th fucking time. By the way, H Bomber Guy, come on to the pod.
Oh, you know who would be interesting to have?
Who?
Rowling.
Hitler.
Well, we could, but he's dead.
Which would make it more interesting, actually. I wouldn't want to talk to him.
Could we have?
I would love to have Rowling, but I don't think she would come.
Somebody actually reported one of my tweets as a reply to her. Let me get the email. Somebody reported one of my fucking comments. And I tell you what? Let me see if it's in my pen.
If it's the one I saw towards her, then that was not reportable. Like I got my tweet at her as well, but that was like knowingly and willingly and like pointedly misogynistic. I was being in that tweet to make a point that when people call me out on this, I won't throw a fucking bitch fit about it because I did something bad. That was the point.
What was it in my pen? Yeah, it's in my pen. Here we go. All I put was tweet that a response saying, I mean, I don't know, you look like a drag queen from Wish. Just throw in moral sexism, transphobia, and being a cunt, Joanne. Somebody reported it as hateful conduct. You may not promote violence against, threaten, or harass people on the basis of race, ethnicity, national origin, sexual orientation, gender identity. I call her a fucking knockoff drag queen.
Yeah, well, see, they thought when I said that the only way she could get better was by dying, that meant I would physically kill her. So, like, which I didn't mean. It's like what I said was bad. You don't have to make it wrong just to make it bad. Like what I did was an awful thing. This is the easiest. How are you losing it? You're losing the virtue fight with the devil.
Yeah, this I'm gonna read out 2 tweets. Like this is from I was in a sarcastic playful mood, and this is in a conversation on fucking Twitter with Christina Bistes playing deplorable. This is my reply to her tweet saying, another donkey, I'll repeat. Actually, if you knew me, you know I was. Okay. Whatever. I support the 2A, especially for all women, so she can defend herself against rapists. Okay. I firmly believe men and trans should stay out of female safe private spaces, and pedos should get the death penalty next. I reply, you clutch your pearls over safe spaces, then scream for state violence like it's a brunch talk. 2A doesn't justify excluding trans folks, it exposes your double standard. And then she replies saying, I can do whatever the heck I want. Champion for real women, and the lowly likes of someone like you isn't going to stop me. Acting tough. You just want control over women. Okay. Well, too bad, Snookums. This real woman doesn't play your faux game. I don't fucking know. Let's have a look.
Because otherwise, it's very weird to
She's got her location is set as Trump's America.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so yeah, she's American. I was thinking she was British for a second. I don't know why, but I was like, is she? If she's talking about the Second Amendment as a British person, I am pro-gun. I'm not saying I'm pro-Second Amendment. We don't have a Second Amendment here.
Yeah. Then she says, you're not defending women. You're gatekeeping identity with paranoia and projection.
I think it's kind of she's doing the gatekeeping of identity, isn't it?
Well, Christina, if you're watching, it's very funny that you say that I want to control women when the very person in office is a fucking rapist.
Mm-hmm.
How fucking dumb are you?
And he's a criminal.
Yeah, exactly. And then I just saw, and obviously Nerdy replied an hour ago. Yeah, and Nerdy replied an hour ago saying, "Oh, honey, bless your heart. I'm a queer woman who was born a girl." And then Mary, the grateful, okay. I wonder why her username is called is that. Okay, what are you grateful for, Mary? Yeah. Who I bet has a history of abuse and wants to project that onto other people to help you cope. And it's whatever.
Yeah, but
So what makes me laugh is it's if you're gonna say something, it's with one of my friends, Gemma, who's on Twitter as well. They would accuse me of being her because we just happen to have the same profile picture, and they were like, "Oh, you're Gemma, did it?" I'm like, "No, I'm not. I'm my own person. We just happen to have the same profile picture."
Or was that with someone else?
I mean, it just makes me laugh when they accuse me of being somebody else. I'm like, no, I'm me, Doc. Last time I looked, hello.
I think because you and Gemma had the same profile pic, and for some reason I saw you. I think it was you at least, or it was someone else. But and I just thought it was her, so I went in and responded to the tweet with a very this is clearly someone I know speaking, and then I was like, "Oh, you weren't my friend."
Yeah. Mary Tracy 1101 has just replied to your reply from 41 minutes ago saying yes, no thanks to your never mind day.
Oh wow.
Oh well.
Muted me and then I got deleted.
Yeah.
I did because she did it again yesterday. She didn't read the fucking law. How long does it take for someone to just when you respond to someone, do a cursory fucking look at the Twitter or anything? Like, does this seem like a person? If you're going to do a projecting, like fucking, this is who you are, bullshit. What I said, because I first like responded with an actual comment, which was a mistake, and then she just like deflected, and I was like, "Oh fuck, I'm sorry. That my mistake that I treated you like an actual human being, not interested in having a conversation. It won't happen again here from here on out. I will treat you like the miscarriage you should have been."
Yeah, I saw that. I'm like,
she quotes that and says, "More love from the left." And it's like, do you think I'm sending love, motherfucker? So, and I think this might have been what actually got her to like, nope, not dealing with this person. Because what I said was, I'm not trying to send you love, and I'm sorry that your childhood makes you think abuse is love, but it's not. And she just kept like quote tweeting me and like, "Oh, this is such a bad person." Like, yeah, I know. Fucking, why does it treat me badly? Because it was constantly, the second derail was trans, it was just he. Which is like, fine, whatever. But she kept trying to project bullshit. Like, trying to like pinpoint who I was, and it was very funny because it was like, go take the medications that your psychiatrist have decided, a therapist actually, and I was like, no, I first and foremost I have a psychologist, not a fucking therapist. Second of all, I'm not unmedicated. She just kept like hitting it wrong. I'm like, it was very funny seeing it fail.
Most of them are morons.
But then what got me deleted finally was that someone asked, said that trans is a pro-death cult, and I responded with, "I'm only pro-death to those who should die." And then I'd like the fucking second after that, the account was gone. So that was probably just an instant thing. And it's like, that's not the worst thing I've said.
Well, this is it. I've seen worse things said on Twitter, and those accounts kept up.
Exactly. It's like I've just checked.
I get it as well.
Yeah, it's like I've just checked, and two of my replies. This is on the podcast account that I occasionally get into annoy people with. Certain people, like two of those posts that are responses to what they've said, like debunking what they said, have violated the TOS. It's like, what's that, Max?
She flags it.
Yeah, like, oh, I'm sorry that me speaking actual truth violates TOS. Yeah, the funny thing is, and I've said this before, but the amount of times I've been falsely accused of being a pedophile and a groomer doesn't get flagged. But as soon as if I reply and tell them to fuck off, guess what? Flagged. Like, yeah, but that's that's Twitter for you. Which is why which is why I divide my time between Blue Sky and Twitter.
I am only on Twitter, and on Twitter I am technically on Blue Sky, but like I log in there to make sure that you see a DM when I need to let you know I'm like. That's the only time.
Yeah, but it's like yeah.
I mean, it's like I don't post as much as what I used to, but mainly that's because of work, because of hours I'm doing. Today was my day off, so on my days off, I'll tweet as much as I can. Even during the week when I'm working and it's quiet, I will respond to tweets. Yeah. And it's like, as I said earlier, it is one of those where you do need to take a break from it because it can fuck up your mental health so much. Dealing with TERFs all the time, it's fucking exhausting.
Like I was on the way home. I had a nice time. It was like around midnight, and I was like eating a burger at a burger joint, and I was like just sitting there, like eating with one hand and like calmly responding with another, just chuckling to myself. The staff just desperate to get me out of there. But I wasn't the last one in there, so like,
yeah.
Then I would have left. I'm not a fucking idiot. But it was like fucking raining cats and dogs outside. I'm not meaning the expression, literally raining cats and dogs. That's the weather we have here in Sweden.
I mean, to be fair, we could do with that right now because it's, even though it's been raining here, it's still humid as hell.
Yeah. I was joking. It wasn't raining literal cats and dogs.
Yeah, no, I know. That would be very painful.
For the cats and the dogs.
Yeah.
Not for me. I wouldn't step my foot out in that sweater. I'm writing a book about, like, my next book will be about the worst person in the world going, either that or about the worst person in the world going to London, maybe, or it will be about a polyamorous quadruple who start pretending to be people's donated sperm to get money out of them and producing snuff films, and it's a romantic comedy. And if it's the one about the, I'm doing such a bitch thing to England in that. If it's one about the London one, because of like that one is very stylistically insane. Like half of the book is footnotes. But if that will be the next one, then in my next book, from the second that he's foot in London, it just starts raining more and more constantly. It's just pouring down. It's constantly pouring for his entire trip there, until it starts like leaking into houses everywhere he is. So that's my view of London, which is weird because the only time have I been there twice or once? I don't fucking remember. The only time or times I've been in London, we actually didn't get a drop of rain.
No, I mean, I've probably been to London. I've been to London 3 times. The first time I went to London, I went there on coach for a day out. It was like summer. It was fairly hot. And then I spent like a good few hours in London and decided to come back around 3 o'clock. So I was on the coach. And bad idea because I was stuck in traffic. And if you know anything about London and traffic,
oh my God,
yeah, so that was my journey. Like you talk about 15, 20 minutes, maybe half an hour to get out of London. But yeah, the other 2 times wasn't as bad. But yeah, only rained once, and that was it.
I will say though, it has nothing to do with it being like English weather, blah 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 blah. Oh, you the sun. It's not like that. I know that's not true. I'm not afraid of it. It is to do with like how that narrator is, and it just happened. London booked it at that moment.
Yeah, it's like, you know, it's like the funny thing is, you know, because I've only had my original account back for like probably 2, maybe 3 weeks at this point, and I've already.
Which was my original account, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm surprised I was
before we started podcasting.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I was surprised I was able to get it back, to be honest. But yeah, it's like it's not even been 3 weeks, and I've already, you know, I've already annoyed, you know, our next upcoming guest, and I've already
pissed her off.
Yeah, I annoyed her because, you know, like, you know,
what's that? Before you booked the interview.
Yeah, like, you know, the usual, like, you know, all I'll say is that our upcoming guest next week is a detransitioner, And I just want to make it very clear that we have no issues with people who choose to detransition. That's their journey, their choice.
Mm-hmm.
But this particular person spends her time spewing misinformation and basically grifting. Anyway.
I was thinking about if I was going to do the joke that when you said we have no issue with people who decide to do some transition, to just say I am. I didn't though, because I am a mature person. I will say though, I have a question for that person next week.
Yeah. And so basically,
what the fuck? Like you put like if you I'm not saying you have to be the most beautiful person in the world or anything like that, but like the tactic of putting like two faces next to each other only works if one is traditionally beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
And that one is the one that you want people to react like, oh my fucking god.
It's like, you know, I think I might have to go back, but I can't be asked. I think I responded to one of her posts, and that's where the whole thing kicked off. Like I called her out on her bullshit, and then you know she started doing the typical pushing misinformation. So I just quietly said wish to say all this and more on our podcast, and lo and behold, she DM'd me to to schedule, and we've got her coming on next week.
Do we have informed consent to this?
I'll be back in a moment.
Yeah, that's fine. Informed consent. I mean,
now, like, do you know what she's getting onto? I just want to know what I'm dealing with.
Probably not. No, I didn't mention anything. No. I just sent her the link.
Yeah, I do think people go on a podcast without like even checking out one episode should get the brain check.
But, I mean, I've told her the name of our podcast, so one would hope that she would at least, check us out.
Yeah.
But if she doesn't, then that's her fault.
Yeah, like.
I wonder
what would be like. Like, I wonder what it was like for Paul. Like, and for like anyway, like, what is it like to be like, oh, I'm going on to this to have this discussion, and then what you met with is just like the first thing being someone shouting clown at you.
Yeah. Well, I don't. Well, speaking of Paul, and again, I heard this from Mischief.
Yeah.
Who joined me on last week's podcast. And so I don't know if this is true because he might be speaking about a different Paul.
Yeah.
But apparently a Paul out there, I'm not saying it's Paul Vogler, although it probably sounds like him, was apparently barred from his job and he was sacked for doing something. Again, I don't know if that was that Paul that we had on, but there's that.
Who did you have? Who came on to join you? You said
Mischief.
Do I know that person?
Yeah. Yeah, it's Mischief. MSCHIF. Mischief.
Okay. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm having a brain. I don't know.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I hope she does. But if she doesn't, then so be it. But I will probably reveal who our next guest is.
The live stream says it. Like the live stream is already.
Oh yeah, like the people on YouTube knows, but
yeah,
I haven't mentioned it on Twitter yet.
No,
so I'll probably do that midweek
because I couldn't be fucked to go and check if you had.
Yeah, I'll probably tweet that out midweek saying who we have on. next week.
It kind of gave me the hives though to do that, because it felt like I was like, ooh, just you wait. No, I was just like not trying to get information, but I couldn't do the like cursory fucking research that it was like.
Yeah.
Do I have the fucking energy to go onto YouTube to check if there's something and like go on to? No, I'm just going to do it like this.
Yeah.
The thing is, that fucking square to fit properly was so annoying that it might have been better if I just had done it.
Yeah.
I can make cards jump now. Look. I've been learning magic tricks. When I studied like 1,000 years ago or whatever, I used to pick up people with magic tricks in bars, and it fucking worked as well. So either card tricks is the coolest thing in the world, or I am charming enough to mitigate card tricks.
Yeah, the thing is with like I've never been one that's been impressed with card tricks, because like first of all, if you need to rely on magic tricks or any other thing or anything else to pick up women, like your game is probably lacking. And you need to, you know, rely on fucking stupidity. Or like, you might as well
me then.
Or you might as well just fucking give up, because it's a waste of time.
I don't know. My mate managed to get a few women with his magic tricks.
Sorry?
Yeah,
a friend of mine, he used to get quite a lot of women with his magic tricks.
Yeah, I bet he did.
The thing is, like, you don't do it like you don't. I didn't troll up like Gollum, like not like Oliver Twist. Yeah, may I show you some more, please?
No, but yeah.
A conversation like the word already recorded. Like there's a magic trick where you kiss and the card switches places, and that kind of gets the whole kissing out of the way, because like it makes sure you are compatible right away. Which is good. Like if a small peck it feels weird when you do it with like just like give them a quick kiss, not unprompted. You fucking troglodytes out there. Make sure that you're aware of what you're doing. But if you just make and that feels weird, then you're not supposed to go home with them.
No.
Yeah.
However, I've fucked more than I have kissed, like, so I don't know.
Yeah. Consent is important.
It is.
So yeah. But yeah, I mean, yeah, so that's my take on magic tricks. Like if you are relying on that to pick up women, they're not going to be interested. If that's all you have to offer. That's what I'm saying.
Then like your winning personality, charm, and massive cop pick up women, then you're done.
But unfortunately, because you know men, you know, aren't like, again, not all men, but there are certain men who aren't, how can I put this? Not very bright, and they only think with their dick. So you know, if you're thinking with your dick, you're not going to get very far, because in my experience, I don't think a lot of it. Well, I'll put it this way: the majority of women that I've been with, they're not impressed with like your dick. Like they're more interested in like your personality, in your charm.
I don't know. Speak for yourself.
But you know what pisses me off is when you get the men that think you owe them everything. Again, not all men, but the men that think you owe them. It's like, dude, you're just a fuckboy.
Yeah.
No one owes you anything.
Nope.
Oh, they just.
I call that entitlement.
What did you say?
I call that entitlement, thinking that everyone owes you everything, like when you've done fuck all.
I thought you had. I called that a trans woman, and it was like, what the fuck happened now?
Entitlement, trans woman, yeah, because they sound the same.
Yeah. I said entitlement, not trans woman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've been I've lost half of my hearing on the left ear this last week. I don't know
How
why.
did you do that?
I think I've been doing rinsing it with some bullshit. I think it's earwax basically. It takes a while to get out, so my hearing is weirdly impaired, which oh Jesus fucking Christ, the third time you have to say I'm sorry, what did you say to someone, and you just see that fucking they don't like you anymore then.
After
the third time I will not know. I will pretend to know.
Yeah, I sometimes get ringing in my ears every now and then
as well.
And it's like, for fuck's sake, and it's like ultrasound in your fucking in your ears, like you can't fucking stop.
I don't mind my tinnitus actually. It's like I have a little friend that's constantly screaming straight into my eardrum.
The only issue I have with my hearing is my left ear is a little bit dodgy, but if you're walking away from me and talking, I can't hear you.
My boyfriend is
my hearing's fine.
A lot of people seem to be the same thing. I constantly do that, by the way. When I just get something else and walking, keep talking. I also walk very fast. So it's weird.
Yeah, but you're tall though, aren't you, Max?
Yeah, I'm 6'2".
Yeah, all tall people walk fast.
Yeah, but even amongst tall people, I've never had to slow down.
Oh,
always have to slow down.
When I'm with taller people, I have to tell them to slow down because I've only got little legs.
You haven't met me then? Met me in person then?
Wait, why? How tall are you?
Well, I'm not tall like Max. I'm only 5'6".
Oh, you're shorter than me.
But it's regarding to tall people walk fast. You haven't seen me.
Why do you walk fast?
I walk fast.
I don't walk fast because I'm tall. I walk fast because I hate walking, and the only purpose of walking is to get from point A to point fucking B. And I wanted to do that as quick as possible with as little energy expenditure as possible. So yeah. I've figured out the exactly fastest way that I can walk without getting winded, and now I just walk like that naturally. So it's I'm basically constantly half jogging.
Yeah, and I walk fast because I want to get away from stupid fucking people in town.
Oh, don't even get me started on town. Old people are the worst for it.
A mob of people with torches and fucking pitchforks. What? I want to get away from the weird town.
It'll be the opposite. It'll be me with the pitchfork trying to fucking kill people because they're annoying me.
You know what the worst is? You know where Vicky Centre is?
Yeah.
The crossing there. The amount of people that have got ran over there because they can't be asked to wait for the green light.
Victoria
Centre?
Yeah, it's a shopping centre in Nottingham.
Oh, in Nottingham. Oh, it's okay.
And one of the biggest, the road that it's on, it's one of the busiest streets in town for traffic. And it's the amount of people, because they are fucking morons, that will just cross the road without looking where they're going. Next thing you know, bam, they've been run over.
I don't think they're forgetting to cross to look where they're going. It's just that they're forgetting that you fucking guys don't know where to drive on the side of the road.
Well, the thing is, when these people, and I'll admit, sometimes if I'm in a hurry, sometimes I will do what these stupid people do. Not every now and then if I was in a rush.
Instead of the left.
But the thing is, if you come out of the road, if you're crossing and you want to go over the road, but there's a car coming, unfortunately, we have this stupid law in this country where pedestrians have the right of way. So even if a car is coming, you still have a person still has the right of way to cross.
We have that as well.
And it's it's fucking stupid because
I fucking hope at least, because otherwise it's
and it's and it's worse And it's worse when it's especially if it's a mum with a pushchair and she runs into the middle of the road when there's oncoming traffic and she's got a little child in the pram.
Mm-hmm.
So what are you doing?
Yep. I've seen that loads of times on Parliament Street when freaking ambulances and shit are coming past.
How am I the least misanthropic person in this?
But you know what I do miss about having my kids all grown up? When they were little, you know, when you're in a supermarket and people either stand dead in your way and you say, excuse me, they don't move, or they walk dead slow. My pushchair would accidentally catch their ankles sometimes. And I'd be like, oops, sorry.
Coming and then step away.
Yeah, a little passive aggressiveness.
Oh, yeah. Had to be done, especially in town when you've got, especially on Slab Square, when you've got the old farts walking dead slow as fucking front of you.
Oh, yeah.
Like, there are multiple ways to walk in our stores. Do you have, like, one labyrinthine thing going in England?
No.
Because, like, I always, like, check the aisles if there are people there. I don't know.
See, when it was locked down here, it was great because, like, our local supermarket, Tesco, don't know if your local one had it, Toren, your big one, where it's like, during lockdown, you could only go down one aisle and then it was like a zigzag sort of way.
Yeah.
And I do miss that, actually, about lockdown. Because it made sure it was a pain if you just came off the aisle and forgot something. I would often sneak back and make sure no one was watching. Be like, oops.
Yeah, that was good. The only thing that I fucking hated was the amount of stuff in the toilet rolls people used to fucking stack up.
And pasta.
Yeah, it's like, first of all, like, not to be like graphic, but I'm going to, but like, how many times do you fucking shit a day? Second of all, like, use newspaper. That's what it was, you know.
Yeah, or tissues. Or kitchen rolls.
Fucking people and get a bidet.
Yeah, well, only if that's plausible and you can afford it.
Or so like your toilet is very near your shower and have like one of these douche things that
or
what? I did not say anything, right?
Yeah. Or why don't you just do what they used to do in war times. Pop a fucking squat.
Yeah. I mean, I can remember we could not get bog roll for weeks.
Did it not wipe anything?
Huh?
What?
What did it not? I hate this. You have accidentally stumbled into the only fucking subject that I'm a bit uncomfortable about. I cannot physically fucking say certain words surrounding this. I'm very much a prude when it comes to this.
Well, yeah, when our local corner shop had toilet roll in, they were selling it for £1 a roll. It's like, I need this toilet roll. This is like the holy grail.
Yeah, it's like, but it's like people would go out of their way and go absolutely fucking nuts to buy toilet rolls. And then the next thing I see or I hear from my mum, it's like, oh, people are selling them.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you doing? Oh, and they're selling them for like 500 quid.
One of their ideas from the start. But like, here's the thing. Okay. Here's a solution. If this happens again, like anyone, the first thing you do is you get on amphetamines or stimulants at all. Like that's the first thing, because then you stop eating and then you stop.
Pooping.
Sorry,
you stop pooping.
I don't know what you're saying. I cannot understand.
Or better yet,
and then because like you still want to watch the piss off, then you get a piss kink like a normal fucking person.
Or
sold.
Or better yet, still do the amphetamines and all of that, but also get a chronic. Clear yourself out that way.
What?
If you don't want to bother, going to the toilet.
But that's like one of those that is on your. Yeah, I'm done with this conversation.
Anyway.
Congratulations, you found the one thing that makes Max fucking uncomfortable.
Oh, Toren, have you ever been to Grimsby?
Yeah.
It's a fucking shithole.
Yeah, I have.
I had to go on Sunday because my dad's in hospital there.
Yeah.
It is disgusting. It is. And then they had this weirdest announcement while I was waiting for the bus saying anybody caught cycling in the city centre will get £100 fine.
Oh God, yes, fuck. Oh,
it's
I'm
like
sorry.
What the fuck?
No, sorry. The cyclists in my hometown are the worst fucking people in the world, and I wish they would all get ran over. So that was like, I don't know how they are here, but that was just like this. Yes, like they don't. First and foremost, can you decide on either like occupying the sidewalk or the road? You fucking troglodytes. Also say, "Oh, I'm on a worse motorcycle."
Well, the thing is, there on certain roads where me and Nerdy live, like I speak for more so where I live. Some of the roads are narrow, some of them aren't. So on the non-narrow roads, you can cycle on the pavement.
Yeah, it's a split path.
So it's a split path.
This is a town that was built after 1642, so it wasn't that much of a problem. I don't think it was actually. That was just being a massive fucking cunt.
No, we have dickhead cyclists over here as well.
Tell me to fuck off if I'm too bitchy.
Have you seen those things with those fucking electric motorbikes, Toren?
Yeah, I have.
Motorbikes, push bikes.
Yeah.
We have no end around here that have been manipulated so that kids can ride them when they're not meant to. And it is so annoying because they constantly fucking beep.
Yeah.
What, I mean, bikes?
Electric bikes. Like, being used. That brings me on, like, there was this woman, I think this was like probably 4 weeks ago now, but there was this woman who went to Halfords and she bought a electric scooter, an electric scooter. And, she...
Because of your boots?
No, electric scooter.
Oh yeah, no. It sounded like it was to set up to a joke, so I didn't.
She left the store. And then she basically paid for it. And then she started like riding it through the store, and then outside. And then she was caught by police because she didn't have a license for it.
Hero though.
And it's like,
those electric scooters need a license, don't they? Technically.
Yeah, and it's like, first of all, like, how do you not know? Like,
so the police was just fucking annoyed.
Yeah, it's like, how do you not know? Oh, I know what I'm gonna do. But there's this electric scooter I want, but I better make sure that if I need a license. But no. So yeah.
I tell you who do need licenses though. People on mobility scooters.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Nerdy, always thinking about your hatred for the old and disabled.
No way.
Yeah.
Elderly people, when they're disrespectful bastards, yeah. But no, I've got nothing. No, a lot of these people on mobility scooters think they own the path. That it's their right way. It's like, no, actually, you're technically supposed to be on the road. You're not supposed to be in the shops with these things.
I'm going to start like invent a Max ding that is just like when I talk about your horrible character traits that's not real, and I'll just go push a button.
They mobility scooters annoy the fuck out of me. But what annoys the fuck out of me even more, and This isn't anything against
I
mums.
dislike this mobility scooters more.
This isn't anything about mums with their pushchairs, but mums with pushchairs in town that, like,
You're on a rant against moms tonight.
they literally ram you up the fucking arse with their pushchair. It's like,
Are you angry at the moms running over the road because you have to like stop yourself from just fucking pushing in the gas and running over them or something? Because that's what it sounds like now.
Well, thankfully for the general public, I don't drive because I'll probably do exactly that.
I don't either.
I mean, I can drive, but not legally.
I'm great at
I
driving.
don't.
But then when I was getting my license, they gave me such a bad instruction that if I would have followed it and also been a bad driver, I would have driven us to death. So I decided to follow it as dangerous as I could just to scare the shit out of him.
Yeah. I was taught to drive by my old sperm donor of a father.
I was not.
I was taught how to drive a tractor.
I teach my brother how to drive. He just told him to drive in like 200 kilometers an hour. Quicker, quicker. He was just lying there in the passenger seat, like pushed back. That's a true story, by the way. My father was a fucking comedic genius. That might have been more of a psychosis, actually.
Yeah, I've never driven a tractor. Probably fun. Probably not.
I only got learned because my grandpa had stables up in Lamley, and he taught me how to ride a tractor when I was about 5 years old.
Oh, awesome!
I learned how to ride a tractor, and then only going to
I don't drive.
Fuck my brother.
I know how to change a tire. Don't ask me to change the oil in a car because I thought it goes in where the dipstick goes.
Where the what? What?
So you know the oil you have in your car?
No.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I mean,
so you know where the dipstick is
why.
to check the oil level?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that's where the oil goes in.
It's not. It's not.
No, I know now.
I knew it was not actually.
It goes in the back, apparently.
Sorry?
It goes in the back, apparently, somewhere.
Well, you know, the oil always goes in the back. That's because, like, you need the lubrication. It's not a naturally lubricating hole.
Yeah.
Though, if done properly, it can be one of the best.
Yeah. You can.
It is one of the top 5 holes on the human body to stick your dick in.
Yep.
Yep.
This is very weird. We've gone from talking about your like not. We've spoken about
knowing where oil goes in a car.
Yeah, we've talked about shitting, which is Max's like kryptonite.
I don't have a problem with that word. I have a problem with the word that like nobody used earlier.
Pooping.
And I have a problem with activity. I don't do activity.
Yeah. But anyway, we've gone from that, and then talked about well, this is what you expect from us.
This feels extremely like our usual.
And then got on to anal.
Sorry?
And then we got on to anal.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a big proponent of it.
Mm-hmm.
Fan even, I would say.
Yeah. Well, speaking
of anal, oh God, Toren, what the fuck? Your segues are magical sometimes.
I just stopped myself mid-thought then.
If you want to wrap it up, I need to do a quick reading first. It's shorter.
But last weekend, I had a bit of fun.
Oh.
I had someone come over for a bit of, action.
Oh.
And
were you safe?
Yes. I'm always safe.
And are you safe?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Of course. I always practice safe sex.
Always. No. I meant like didn't have a meat cleaver to your throat or anything.
No.
I mean,
I was
are you safe or are you safe are 2 questions that you need
to weren't a serial killer.
No. Nah.
I think my stalker once.
I had one that cried on my wedding day.
Yeah.
My stalker cried on my wedding day.
No, fucking
The guy that I used to date when I was 15, and because I moved away, he was always stalking me, and he literally cried on my wedding day.
Oh, what a piece of shit. Toren.
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to tell my stalker story like that, but I want to know more about your action. Not descriptive. That's weird. That was weird. Way of asking it.
Yeah, we don't need. We don't need to know what actually happened.
I want to know if it was, I want to know if it was a hookup or if it was a hookup. I said.
Yeah, I heard you.
I want to make sure because
you just go for that one.
To me, it sounded a bit. I want to know if it was a hooker. Which, like, no, I don't care. Actually, that's not part of my inquiry right now.
Yeah, we've.
I'll leave that to the judge.
Yeah, we've been talking for say 3, maybe 4 months. We were talking for 4 months, on and off, and then I had
Have you met before?
Yeah, I met. Well, when they came over last weekend was the first time we actually met.
Aww.
And then I think a minute later, everything went down.
That's what she said.
Yeah,
is there going to be a repeat performance?
Yeah. And then, so yeah, and then she didn't leave until 7 p.m. my time.
Oh.
She came at about
several times.
She came about midday. Well, yeah, she did that as well. Yeah, she came about midday and left at 7 p.m. So yeah.
Is there going to be a repeat meet?
Don't know yet. We may do, may not. But if not, then fair enough. We're 2 consenting adults, so there's
but a good old one-time thing. Yeah. That's like. I do have a qualms about the fact that Stockholm has about like a limited size of people, because that started to become a bit weird at this point.
Yeah, well, yeah, especially if you fucked probably half of them, then that narrows the field.
Every single time I match with someone at this point is basically them telling me what their friends have said about me.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, if that happened to me, I think that would be a bit.
My friends, I'm like, fucking hell.
Yeah. Thankfully, my inner circle, like, we don't talk about like stuff like that. I mean, we're fairly private.
Dated me, apparently.
See, me and my inner circle do it. It's like one of my best friends. It's like I love her to bits, but she is picky as anything, which I don't blame her for. Her nickname in the group chat is the Drought Queen, because at one point she'd not had sex for 2 years.
But see,
when you see her, she is fucking stunning.
Oh yeah.
Until last week,
I'm actually picky as well. I just think a lot of people are beautiful.
Yeah, until last week, I hadn't had sex for 8 years. I don't know, wait, 9 years. So it's like, and so yeah, I got it all out of my system. So I'm
sorry, genuinely fucking brain broke by that. Yeah, I mean, it's not weird. It's not weird, and I'm not saying Nerdy thought it was just fucking fucked off. What the heck? I want to say to anyone who just like, my reaction wasn't because I thought that thing is weird. It's just that I don't compute, because like me and Toren live in extremely different worlds sometimes, and sometimes
yeah,
when I'm reminded of that, it's very like. It would be weird for me.
Yeah.
I have no idea what happened there.
Sorry?
I had no idea what happened there. I think I froze or you froze or we all froze.
Yeah.
No, I'm very warm. Poor joke, Max. I thought that you got so shocked at his amount of time without that you just left. That was my joke. You are not having sound on. Now you have. What the fuck?
No, youngest Scotch Goblin came in the room then.
Oh.
So they were like, "Oh, we thought I'd watch the show live." Weirdo.
Did they watch the show?
This.
Sorry?
They're on about this.
Yeah, but did they, like us, do they watch this?
I don't know. They just came in and said, "I'm watching this live now with you in here." I think they just came like in the bedroom and meant it that way.
Okay, good. Everything I say is a joke.
Listen, I'm quite open with my kids, as I've said earlier, so they don't care about swearing or shit like that.
What is
good.
constant like recommendations for crimes?
Yeah, Max thought that you logged off when I mentioned that I hadn't had sex for 9 years until last week.
Is that why you thought I logged off?
Yeah.
No. I had a genuine brain freeze at that because I couldn't comprehend it for a few seconds, and then I felt like such a dick to anyone sitting watching. Like, oh, I don't
no, it just froze on me.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It just froze on me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Surprisingly, I haven't had any issues yet. Issues as of late with my connection.
No.
Yeah, you haven't.
So long
Nor has
may it
Max.
continue. No.
Sorry.
You haven't had either, Max.
Any what?
Any internet connections problems?
No, I haven't.
No. Yeah.
That's
yeah.
I'm going on a date tomorrow.
What, a date or
tomorrow?
I always go on dates. I like to. No, sometimes it's okay. It's fuck. I've had people come over after I've recorded an episode. So yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, it's a date. Mainly, I do like to go on dates because, I like to like. This is going to sound like
just raising then.
This is going to sound like I'm such a fucking bitch when I say this, but I'm very good at figuring out what people are into. And that's easier if you actually have a date and talk about it. And also, I can be open about who I am, and it's when they come over and okay, now we have to do the crash course version in 10 minutes where you figure me out and not have a fucking heart attack.
Yeah. Although, I mean, that can sometimes be awkward. Especially if you're meeting for the first time.
Yeah.
The 10-minute thing.
It can be awkward.
Yeah, I constantly have to explain the fucking camera that is pointed at my bed. And do you know what the explanation is?
What's that?
Porn. I have to. Yeah, I should porn. Personal use. Hello, stranger. Everything I say is a joke.
I mean, if anything, that is certainly an opener.
And I also have to explain why my bed is just belammed with things, and why there's a pillow and a fucking duvet on the floor, and I sleep on the floor. Are you going to do that tonight? Yeah, I'm going to sleep on the floor tonight. You're not sleeping here. And it's like, it's weird. I like dates. And I also I like to have the first date crush.
You're a dickhead dog.
So
he's learned how to open doors, but he can't open them if they don't open outwards.
Oh.
Or inwards, even.
Oh, okay.
Isn't that
yeah,
both?
You can open them if they go inwards, but you can't open them if they go outwards. Because he's a stupid twat. Go on, you nearly had it.
It sounds like it should be easier to open it if it goes outwards, though.
Don't growl. Oh, you did it, Denzel. Good boy. You did it. You actually fucking did it. Now he's just stood at the door looking like a twat. Like, what am I supposed to do now? Fucking moron. Good boy. Fuck off.
Fucking mixed signals in this.
My dog's a moron sometimes. That's why I call him Denzel the dickhead.
Which is weird because his name is Brian.
Yeah. That maybe explains why he doesn't answer to his fucking name then, the prick. I'll try that next time. I'll call him Brian, see what he does.
And then I'll start responding to you with Seth MacFarlane's voice.
Yeah.
And he will talk an inordinate amount of time about 9/11.
Going back to the porn conversation, my eldest accidentally opened granny porn on his phone.
Yeah, accidentally.
No, he did because he was watching House, and it was about this nymphomaniac granny, and he put horny granny House instead of House MD.
Oh, fuck.
And it came up with a lot of wrong things.
And then he learned a very important lesson.
Yeah, but this is the kid that has no interest in sex at all.
Yeah, which makes it funnier, actually, to be honest.
But
it makes it funnier that it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's just like this weird occurrence, not to have a realization about yourself.
Oh, he's always known for years. He's known since he was about.
No, I just mean like when you accidentally open some porn that you're like, this is not something that I should like, and then you have a reaction, and it's like, no, I didn't. It's like when I got accidentally into a fucking piss kink. That wasn't porn, by the way. That was because, like, okay, sorry, TMI here, but fuck it. This, however, I'm not the least bit ashamed about talking about. So apparently, I'm a very comfortable person to be around. In that you look fucking disgusted now, Nerdy.
No, sorry, I was just reading a message.
Yeah,
sorry.
It's no problem. Like, you can be disgusted by me talking about weird sexual fucking perversions.
Listen, I don't kink shame.
See, I have a thing about that. I don't think anything is bad or wrong, but I do think there are kinks that are genuinely fucking unhinged and weird, and that's part of the beauty of them. So positive kink shaming. I think there should be something about. Also, like I constantly and I don't think it's weird. I don't think it's kink shaming actually. If someone says piss kink and you have like a physical reaction to it, that would be like you're going to hell if you do that.
Yeah.
But anyway, I shouldn't. But anyway, apparently I'm very comfortable to be with as a date because like this. Apparently, I've heard it said that suddenly everything is allowed and like you get to like live out any fucking weird little fantasy.
Yeah.
Which is something that I find beautiful that I can give them that. Also, that they allow themselves that the first time they meet me. That's fucking weird. I don't know why I'm. How much of a safe person must I feel like? I don't understand how. I've said that that's just your poor judgment, but that's. But it happened to me, and it still happens occasionally. But like on the first date, while we're still at the pub, and that I get the question, would you consider pissing on me? In some variation. And the first time that happened, I was so taken aback by the fact that they asked that before we had even like held hands. There was like no sexual tension between us at that moment, I thought. That I was so genuinely fucking impressed by that move.
Hi. Go away. This isn't a you conversation. Sorry.
So I'm sorry.
No, don't be.
But like, I was so impressed by that I just said, yeah, fine, I'll do it. And then I realized that I have one hard limit that like I'm never going to be able to do this, whether I like it or not whether I like it or not, but like whether I like something or whether I'm attracted by something or whether I'm turned on by something is kind of irrelevant, because the fact that like I'm turned on by being turned on by something weird, some weird bullshit like. So it works for me anyway. The one hard limit I have is scat. Like never, I wouldn't. I think it's fucking bizarre, to be honest. I don't understand why.
Yeah, that one is definitely a kink. Why?
Yeah, and when I say why, that was the fucking open invitation for you to send me DMs explaining. Okay. I don't. But other than that, like fine, and like pisses and shit. So fine. Like you've drank like this was back when I drank as well the first time it happened. So like I've had like 12 beers by the time we get home. So it's like I'm pissing clear water. That's basically it. So yeah, fine. And that happened. That kept happening. Like it's only like a bit below 10%. No, it's only like a bit, circa 1% actually. But that's what I'm glad. But like, still, that means that it's happened to me like 10 times. And I've said yes every time. And like after the 6th time, I was like, fuck no. Oh God, I've started liking this.
Yeah.
Nelly got so shocked and offended that she fucked off. I don't know why I think that joke is so fucking funny.
Mm-hmm. Mm. Yeah, I've never. I don't think I've ever had like. Oh, Nerdy's back.
Sorry, my net dropped.
I thought you just got angry at me.
No.
I don't know why I think that is such a fucking funny joke, but it's just that like when it's timed so perfectly.
Yeah.
You should have seen the time Toren dropped out for 10 minutes while we had Sophie Molly on, and I spent 10 minutes just talking about myself.
Yeah.
So now I'm going to tell you about my day, politician.
So yeah, I think we were talking about a certain conversation and it dropped.
Oh yeah, what I said was like I had gotten that question so often, and I'd say yes because I don't mind, even if I didn't like it. And then like the 6th time or whatever, I do it, and it's like, fuck, this is working for me now. So I like Stockholm syndrome myself into liking, which is like a respectable way to get a kink, I think. Just fucking osmosis, getting like exposure therapy.
No, No, I get that. I mean, it's like, as I said, I don't tend to kink shame. A lot of things are kink why, but at the end of the day, as long as they're consenting adults, then that's the main thing, and everyone's safe.
Yeah. And it's
And
like,
oftentimes my kink why is because I hadn't done it before and I needed to see if it was fun. Which is great. You learn so much about yourself like that way. Like, for example, the worst place to fuck is an airplane bathroom.
oh,
Yeah,
When
that's
you
surprised me.
want to, and you just do it because you need to do it because this is the only chance you'll ever get to join the My Life Club.
Yeah. Oh, I remember you telling us about this one before.
Yeah.
yeah,
I think I did a tweet thread about it when I talked about all the weird places I fucked, and that's being the best. When we're in the trunk of a moving car on the freeway or whatever.
Yeah, I can imagine that.
Yeah, I think the weirdest place I've ever fucked someone was probably in a tree.
On a tree branch? Or in a tree
Yeah,
house?
like in a tree house thing.
Yeah.
I'd say mine would have to be under a stationary train at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Weirdest place. Depends on the. Are we talking weird circumstances? Because having your friends do sports commentatorship while you're doing it was kind of.
That is brilliant.
Do you know?
They just came in and started fucking doing it.
As you said that, an image came into my head of. Have you ever seen the film Cool Runnings?
Yeah.
I can just imagine that.
I know what it is.
I can just imagine John Candy screaming at the four guys, saying, "You can do it! You can do it!"
They didn't.
I can imagine.
If John Candy starts screaming at me while I'm having sex, that I can do it, I definitely do it. Trust me. Did not know that about myself until now.
Yeah.
And now his fucking decrepit corpse comes.
Although, and this will never happen because my friends would never, because none of my friends would ever do this. But if ever that happened to me, that would, one, put me off, and two, piss me off.
What, somebody going in, yeah, you can do it.
Yeah,
I think the fact was kind of like
I don't need you doing the fucking Rocky, you can do it.
You can do it.
I don't need that. Just fuck off. I don't need you in my
Yeah,
ear.
but what if it was something like Jackson though? Or something like that?
I don't give a fuck. Get out. Now I'm sorry, but if I'm in the zone, I don't need someone fucking yelling, "You can do it, you can do it." Get out.
You don't need it, but
I don't need.
It's encouragement.
Well, first of all, I don't need it. First of all, I don't need motivation because my motivation will be the person I'm with. That's what I need. I don't need some fucking smug twat saying, "You can do it, you can do
it." But what if they paid you £1 million to stand there and they could shout it for you for an hour?
Well, if they're stupid enough to pay me £1 million to do that, then I'll do that. But then I'll just fucking run.
Yeah. It was. I think I don't think he would have done it to most other of my friends either. I think that was kind of I'm surprised by my then girlfriend actually, who just went along with it. So I think I don't know what it's like to date me because I don't consider it, but I know what it's like to be me, and that's sometimes very fucking exciting experience. Just in the sense that stuff happens.
Yeah.
So I think if you date me, you get kind of jaded, maybe.
What makes me laugh is this guy that I know is an ex-best friend because he's a cunt. He thinks he's God's gift to women. He can't. Well, he doesn't think that, but it's he can never be single. It's like he travelled up to Liverpool to get his dick wet. Did he get his dick wet? No. Do you know why he didn't get his dick wet? Because he got punched in the face a few years ago and got his 2 front teeth knocked out. His work offered to replace those teeth for him or pay for him to have veneers or dentures. Did he do that? No. So we told him that's the reason you're not getting laid is because you're missing your 2 front teeth. And he's too lazy to do anything about it.
See, I showed my last date my old pulled out tooth.
Yeah, but that's different.
That I have in my wallet, and it's fucking disgusting. It's awesome. That's the one that I
pulled out the other week.
Sorry?
Was that the one you pulled out the other week?
Yeah, that I ordered them to keep so that I could do the funniest fucking joke ever.
Yeah, but you see, that's different. Like, Max being Max.
That's the weirdest thing you have to do right now. And
yeah, but
so like.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, that ex-friend of yours, like, I'm sorry, but if you think that you're God's gift, then maybe relationships aren't your best friend. And maybe
it's like what pissed me off about him was it was my 40th last year, and I've known this bloke for like 10 years. Well, 10 years. And I set up the invitation thing on Facebook September last year. Bearing in mind, my birthday's November. So we had 2 months. And he's like, yeah, I can't make it. I'm skint. It's like, yeah, he was at gigs the week before in fucking Manchester. He lives in Norwich. So I called him out on it. He goes, oh, these gigs have been booked for ages. I'm like, it's not like my birthday was a last minute thing. You had 2 months.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, my hours are dropped. I'm like, you know what? I'm not a fucking mind reader. And then some other shit kicks off. And because I called him out for it, because I will call you out for your shit, because I care, he's just like, he was acting like a fucking petulant child.
Yeah.
Like, at least, but, like, because it was a fucked off, didn't, like, invitation to the party or whatever. What was it?
No, he didn't turn up. But he went to gigs the week before. Yeah.
And like, I feel like it would have been, I don't know how you would have taken that, by the way. But like, because I've definitely had moments where it's been like, I'm fucking socialed out.
Yeah.
I'm very sorry. Can we have a
Well, that's it. If he said, this is it. If he said to me, oh, sorry, I'm all socialed out. Can we do something a different time? I'd be like, yeah, not a problem.
Yeah. Like
it's
like party right now because I've had those unfortunate events like happening.
Yeah.
The few times of the year where I'm not willing to go to a party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like last week with the whole shit with my dad in hospital. I wasn't feeling very sociable at all.
Yeah.
What was?
Huh?
What was mine last week? Was it depression? Was that week before?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like last year, like I went out for a meal with my friends, and then about 4 or 5 days later, it was my other friend's birthday. So, so I went out with her for her birthday. We went for a meal. Because us being boys. I mean, not that we did much. We just had a meal and that's it. So we did our boy thing. And so to spend her birthday with her, I went out for a meal with her. Anyway, so this year, so 2 weeks ago, she had an operation that she's been waiting for. And so she finally got the call, had the operation. So I'm probably not going to see her for probably the rest of the year. And so when my next birthday comes around and her birthday comes around, I'll go out with her for her birthday and spend time with her.
Yeah.
And it's like it's not that difficult. Like, okay, like like you don't. It's like not everything is about money. Like
No.
you could have just turned up, even if you could have just turned up for like let's say half an hour,
Yeah.
maybe an hour. That would have been fine. It's
But
not
that's
as
like,
if,
even if you stayed for the bottomless brunch,
yeah,
you wouldn't have had an issue with that.
exactly. It's like your friend isn't expecting you to spend money on her. Like she's just supposed to come, but
Yeah.
it's like he can't even. But he couldn't even do that.
Mention was that it was a destination party to Hawaii. By the way, people who have destination weddings expected like not actually while not actually paying for the plane tickets, go fuck yourself. I hope you die on the plane there.
Yeah, I remember that one episode in what's that fucking show called?
Don't
Is
tell
that-
the bride.
Yeah, that's it. Where this twat went
Which show?
to he completely disregarded what she wanted, and instead he went to Las Vegas.
Oh, I remember that one.
What show was this?
Called Don't Tell the Bride.
It's a TV show where they go on like they're given. Is it £12,000?
Something like that, yeah.
Basically, they sign a contract. So the woman signs a contract where she has no contact. She's not able to plan the wedding. It's all down to the man. And so the man plans the wedding, and this cunt decided to completely disregard what she wanted for her big day, and basically he went to Las Vegas.
Didn't he fly
have
their
a
family
wedding.
over as well or something, or did they have to get their own tickets?
Well, basically, because he's unfortunately a man and a dipstick, he basically cut the family in half. Her brother couldn't come, and two other family members.
Yeah.
And so so it all went to fuck. They finally arrived, and and basically the longer short of it is, they both ended up getting a divorce anyway.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, because he had a bit of a problem with money.
But didn't he also choose a disgusting dress for her as well, if I remember rightly?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, and his friend wasn't exactly great.
No. This is it. Like, there were good weddings on there, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But you remember the really bad ones like that.
Yeah. And it's like...
Oh, I remember the really bad weddings, the people who got fucking married.
Yeah. Like... Yeah.
But yeah, no, some of them were like, you could tell where the grooms tried to do what they want, best for the bride and that.
Oh, absolutely. Like, don't get me wrong. There are some men who actually put in the effort and actually, used their brain. Others didn't.
No.
And it's like, what gets me is that, the women are like, they get upset saying this is not what I wanted. And it's like, you did sign the contract. Yeah, you signed the contract. You gave away your freedom, right? And you let him do it. It's like, so,
Yeah. And because didn't he give her a shitty hen do as well?
Yeah. Yeah, he did. Basically, he thought he would be basically living it large.
Yeah.
Oh, we were in Las Vegas. This is where I've always wanted to be married. Well, you totally disregard the wife, your fiance.
You want to have a bachelor party in Las Vegas. You don't want to get married in Las Vegas. It's a city of sin, you dumb cunt.
Well, yeah, but it's like, and the wedding venue would have been like conducted by fucking Elvis Presley. Wannabe.
Yeah.
The guy who had a fucking heart attack on the fucking toilet.
Oh,
Because he was too much.
Yeah, they just mirrored surfaces in all of his fucking homes so that he could snort off of all of them.
Yeah.
And how much was he like?
To be fair, Elvis was a bit of a nonce as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm not like I don't like that part. Or his music, actually.
I know. I don't understand why people
literally only like fascination for cocaine.
Yeah, and the fact that his wife, who he married, I think he met her when she was 15, I think.
Yeah.
And he was and I think he was like maybe late 20s, early 30s, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah, and her family agreed to it. Like, okay, you've got this like 30+-year-old man with your 15-year-old daughter. Like, okay.
What I was going to say, there was another singer, I can't remember his name, who crossed his cousin state lines so he could marry her. And this, I can't remember who it was.
Like, were they? I think first cousins can marry in Sweden.
Yeah, I don't think they can over here.
No, you can first cousins.
Oh, okay.
I think.
A bit weird, but okay.
Probably.
I mean, I have a.
Technically, that's incest.
No, Max, shut the fuck up. Don't go into hot takes about incest.
Did you know in Spain, incest is legal with consent?
Oh, yeah.
There are certain type of close relation incest, like for example, why am I fucking doing this?
Because it's you.
Yeah, but I know how this would come across.
Yeah, but we know, but we know what you would mean.
Yeah,
so that's fine.
Like, for example, siblings that are around the same age, and like they happen to be like one of the fucking 1 in a million that could actually get like biologically could manage to get like a stiffy for their sissy. I do not see like it's not just it'll come across as bad. I think this will be considered bad by a lot of people. I don't see the issue. Like I see the issues when it comes to like power dynamics and stuff like that. Like say twins, to example. Why do you keep speaking Swedish? Say twins, for example. Now, I'm not saying that there couldn't be a weird power dynamic there, but like take out that. Biologically, fine, but then again, biologically, I'm not fucking to have children either. I'm not married to have children either. Like that's, and don't I think that it would be weird to have that kind of limitation on the person? Yeah, I do think that would be weird. Definitely, it would be weird to go in and say like you cannot legally be married, legally get children if you get married. Yeah. I do think that would be weird. I also think that maybe you should do that. I don't know. Like sometimes that weird thing might not be actual bad. Like it's weird because it's a weird fucking situation and you need to do something weird as a like fucking state. Then I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, fuck it. Providing that you agree to not. I could have just not. Provided that you agree to not knock your sister up and then, have those children knock each other up as well. So you start getting like weird little half.
Well,
don't get your family into the wrong turn cult is what I'm saying.
Well, that's what. Well, it's not a guarantee, but it's a massive risk if you go down the old incest route.
Yeah, incest fun for all the family.
Yeah, don't do it.
Like
if you want,
the first generation is actually like only that the genetic like genetic makeup will make sure that like any inherited disease that you guys have in your genes, your child will definitely get. Like that's like any recessive genes, like you are fucked in that.
Yeah. So if you want any sage advice, don't do it. Stay away. Resist the urge. If you have an urge to
not one out.
I was going to say, if you have the urge to fuck your sister, like, do yourself a favor, like, chop it off.
What did you say? I'm sorry.
He said, chop it off.
There's different messages there.
I said, if you have the urge to do your sister, chop it off. Like, just don't do it.
Definitely don't. She's piss ugly.
But you could always put a paper bag over her head and do a doggy style.
I mean,
that is genuinely fucking disgusting. Sorry. I treat people asleep with like people, and you don't think I would do that to my fucking sister? Literally fucking sister.
I mean, I wouldn't advise it. Nah.
I'm gonna clip all of this and just send it to J.K. Rowling screaming, "You were right!"
Yeah, well, not unless I wake up in the morning with a fucking third eye on my forehead. But I mean,
what?
Not unless I wake up in the morning with a fucking third eyeball on my fucking forehead. Like came in the fucking Holy Trinity. I fucking see God. Fucking bullshit.
Toren, you see God every week on this podcast.
Well, yes, I do. But I mean, what are you talking about? I mean, what are you talking? I mean, you know, I am God. I see everything. Yeah. Or isn't that what you used to fucking say in the Bible? I see everything.
I am that I am.
Yeah, except when you turn your back, when the Pope is fucking a boy in the stalls. Yeah.
I do not think that the Catholic God turns its back on that. I think the Catholic is one of the most evil creatures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will always say that I am that I am. That is what my Twitter bio says right now, and that is what God says to Moses when he comes into the fucking cave and sees the burning bush. Which is kind of like a sassy move. Who are you? I am that I am. Fuck yeah, everyone is. Hulk Hogan had "I am that I am" tattooed on his arm, but it was so poorly done that it looked like it said "Yam that yam."
Yeah.
So I need to shoot because I'm at work at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking Christ! I forgot that you people have lives.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately. So yeah, that'll be it. So, in case people watch this on the playback, if you see me and see my face, just know that I have RBF, resting bitch face.
Bitch face, yep, same.
And you will begin to see that my life force slowly begins to leave my body. Halfway through this fucking show.
If you ever see me raise my eyebrows, sort of mimicking what I just heard, that's because it's one of the weirdest, dumbest fucking things I've just heard in a discussion.
Yeah.
Or just took me by surprise, but like in that sort of way.
Yeah, and so we will be back next week, same time, and I will reveal our guest probably either tomorrow or probably later on in the week. Anyway, that'll be it. Well, let me stop the live. So yeah, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, do all of that YouTube stuff.
Quiet your parents' house.
See you. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.